Welcome. The thoughts and views discussed on tonight's live stream are the thoughts and views of those up on the live panel. That does not constitute actual reality in any way, shape, or form. We hope you enjoyed this evening's discussions.
What do we do? What do we do? Let's run around in circles. Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, we could act like other channels. I honestly think we should discuss this in a plain form with fact.
Yep.
Hey, Michael 58, hello. We also have a bunch of ninjas out there too, so they don't count.
Yeah. Okay. There. Wow, that was weird. He actually appeared on the StreamYard one before he appeared on the YouTube one.
I noticed.
Wow.
He's a ninja.
No, he's got a dimensional shift cloaking device.
Well, they ain't no fair, man. Send one our way too. Shoot. I'd like to be able to dimensional rift into a few places.
Yeah.
Of course, if I go to the places I'd go to go get actual information, not wealth. Information sometimes is worth more than money.
Sometimes information can make you a lot of money. Like, boy, this is June 1980. You need to put that $1,000 into this company called Microsoft. They just came on the stock market.
Yeah, I wish I'd have known back then what I know now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'd be rich or anything, but I'd definitely be better off than I currently am.
In 1980, if I put everything I had in savings into Microsoft, I'd be worth probably $500 million right now.
Mm-hmm. We got 7 watching out there, and I know 3 of them. So speak up and say hello so we can acknowledge you in here. Or is it that troll that's been sneaking around that just disappeared?
Greetings.
I was going to say greetings, Earthlings, but that's kind of how it is. Yeah, Howie's thing, so I won't say that.
There we go. Yardbirds present.
Hey, Yardbirds. I don't have the helicarrier, dude. We're in my bunker.
Well, I'm in the bunker, but it looks like evil twins up in the helicarrier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I brought us. This is not a Rising Star or Rising S bunker. This one was made by Alice. And if you don't understand that, go check out the 2 of them. At least mine doesn't have propane and won't go boom.
Come on, camera. There we go. Now the camera's sitting right.
Yeah, I quit playing with mine. I mounted it, kind of hard mounted it to the wall, so now it's facing one way. And if I breathe on it, it goes everywhere but where I want it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, street smarts versus book smarts. Oh, and you forgot to put other verses in there.
Uh-huh.
Versus clickbait smart.
Well, I didn't want it to be clickbait because that would have made this clickbait. My name is not. I ain't saying it. Nope.
Yeah.
Not going there. I've already ticked off one channel because I did 2 videos on a dragon, and he's a fearmonger. It's like, okay, bye. See ya. I'll return the flavor. You left me. I'll leave you too. Bye bye. Have fun. See ya.
Yep.
Tibor, Tinker's wife. Good evening.
Hey.
Y'all missed it. So you know what? For those who just came in, I played something special for tonight just for y'all. So I'm gonna show you. This is just for y'all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured as much Tinker's Wife. That's why we put those in there for you guys. The Dancing Kitty's kind of cute too.
Yeah.
Is it worth? It's at least worth a giggle.
Uh,
So we'll wait for a few more people to climb on in here before we get fully started here.
Yeah.
So since we kind of left Gil's chat and hanging in the balance last night, if anybody's coming in has any questions from leftover from last night on Gil's chat, let's go ahead and get them out there and get them answered real quick, and we'll move on from there. Wasn't there a question, Gil, last night that we didn't get answered in live that you and I caught afterwards?
Hang on a second. I gotta deneuralize myself. Okay. Oh, dang, I just lost it again. Oh, shoot. There were several things. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was. Now,
My pastor, Michael, actually has a cat that's deaf as well. When they rescued the cat, gosh, it's been about 14 years ago. She's an old kitty now, but when they rescued her, they realized she was deaf. And she always would come up and visit me every time I'd stop over to his house. Well, it was a good 8 years from the last time I'd seen her till the next time. And as soon as I walked in that house, she smelled me come running right up to me and actually meowed, which she's only meowed like 3 times in her entire life. So my pastor and his wife said, "Wow, that's pretty cool." Uh-oh.
Internet argument going on. Ooh.
Hey, CR.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have a dog, but I can't have dogs here. They go ballistic over here.
Yeah. My daughter has an Australian work shepherd and 2 cats.
I want a Malinois.
And the dog hunts field mice and voles better than the cats do.
No, CR, you're not Hooples, but you are a Canadian, so we'll forgive you for that part.
Yeah, we won't hold Hooples against you.
Nope. Yeah, but we do love Hooples too. So
yeah, he's all right. Yeah, he actually came. In the last couple days. Actually came and joined my channel.
Ah, cool.
I guess he figured I'm not a government spy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. You keep making lists, and you used to work there, so it's a little suspicious.
Well, see, I do mine out in the open, though.
This is true, but God only knows what you're collecting in the background.
The only thing I'm collecting in background is it for those in Idaho here. I'm actually working with Butch at Sand Hollow Homestead. We're trying to collect all the YouTubers and preppers and homesteaders in southern Idaho so we can have a big get together this summer.
See, I knew you were working on the background on something. You just proved it.
Yeah, well, actually, he's the one that came up with the idea, and he gave me a list. He doubled the size of my list, and so he had almost everybody I had on the list, and he doubled the size of the list. So
we need to get y'all over on my Discord server.
Yeah. And right now I got Scott of Hidden Valley adding everything he can for North Idaho into the list, and all the other ones with the Bouchards and all the others around. So he's trying to make a huge homesteading list.
Yes, yeah, we'll get into that here in a few minutes. Trying to see if we can get a couple more to trickle on in here before we get too far started.
All right. And hey, Gunslinger.
Oh,
good to have you here.
You snuck in. There he is. Hey.
Yeah, I'm being sneaky by telling everybody. Oh, wait a minute. That's the Freedom of Information Act. I support the Constitution. Yeah.
Ryan the Gamer. Hello, buddy. Hello.
Hey, Ryan.
Now I will give you guys, my moderators out there in the side chat, a heads up. There has been trolls running around lately. They've actually hit the last couple live streams I've been around. So please watch for trolls tonight. Give them a warning. And if they still continue to act up, give them a timeout. I'll give them 3 chances. Third time, they're out permanently. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
And Gil wanted me to show you the picture of his mag. So I hope you're ready.
I finally got my mag established.
Hey, Heavens. Here is Gil's mag. They got enough weapons to make all of us happy. Problem is they don't have a lot of food. So that's why they need us. They need food. We have food.
And they got an airplane too with a big cannon on it.
It's only a one-shot wonder, though. All righty. So let's turn your guys' volume down as I start this and then turn it up so you can hear it. But this is a song I created for my background music. So here we go. So what y'all think of that? I made that. And I dare somebody to go out there and put a copyright claim on that.
He already did.
I'm sure the one you and I were discussing earlier probably did, yes.
Yeah.
So it seems like you brought it up to me. I'll let you bring it up, and I can confirm it because they did hit me up too. So.
Yeah.
It's a troll.
There's this one channel out there. His main channel has like 9,000 subscribers and like 105 videos on it. And it's been around for 4 years. However, his other 3 channels, and he used to have 4. One of them's already disappeared off it. He's already deleted one. Has no videos, no content, no information, has been around for only a couple months. And he's going around, excellent video, commenting on videos, excellent video, something else. How would you like to be YouTube friends, with a weird smiley face thing? It's the colon and the bar bracket, not the curve, but the squared bracket one. And it's trap something, and then it's got 3 initials after it. I have to look it back up.
And all his videos are of music.
Yeah. And his main channel warns everybody about that. Music on there could be copyrighted. He's not guaranteed anything's copyright free. So not to borrow any of the music on there. But he's been hitting a lot of the channels around lately with the I've seen it on like 4 different channels, and using 2 of his different no content channels, asking them to subscribe to him and be
that's the internet
YouTube friend. Yeah, and so give me a second here, and I will tell you the name here.
And the sad part is if he tries copyright claiming that song, I've actually got the MIDI file of the original and my second MIDI file of where I corrected a few things and changed a few things. So he won't get very far.
But I know he's, the way he's going in, and the channel he wants you to subscribe to has no content, which set off all sorts of alarms for me. And so hang on a second. I'm bringing up one of the videos so I can get the actual channel name. Come on. Let's go. There. It's trying to load here.
Yes, CR, it certainly does. Hence, dealing with things like this is where Street Smarts comes in.
Okay. Uh-oh, guess what?
Is he gone?
He deleted oh yeah, living off grid McGarvey style said, watch out for Trap Town. That's it, Trap Town. Yeah, and so yeah, and yeah, so Chris at Holly Ridge already blocked him off his channel already. So that's why it's gone, but it's Trap Town, and it's like it'll be Trap Town TPS or Trap Town SIC or something like that. And but yeah. So let me go
So if you
ahead and
see it, just ignore him or block him.
yes. So I'm not the only one that has the skin crawling on this guy. Several others have obviously are warning other people about it too. Okay, get that taken
Shoot
care
with
of.
Uncle Dan. Hey, welcome. Glad you made it.
And get myself squared away here. There we go. All right. Shooting with Uncle Dan. Yeah, and oh yeah, Tiger's Life. You know, my little dance moves there. When he's playing that, a music video popped in my head. Paul Simon with Chevy Chase for the one You Can Call Me Al. And I just, that's just kind of those two dancing around just popped in my head.
I'm losing it, folks. Or he's losing it. I'm not sure which yet, but hey, let's just all go there together. All right, so side chat. Answer this question. Are you book smart or street smart? And while you're thinking of your answer, look down in the description of the video or the live stream here. There is a question there for you to answer.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I would have to say that I started out. Well, I grew up in Southern California and in the San Fernando Valley. And in junior high, I was in almost a minority. We were about 45% of the school was made up of Caucasian, and then about 10% was African American, 1% Asian, and the rest was Latino. High school, it dropped to about the high school I wound up going to was dropped to about 15% Caucasian, about 60% or 65% Latino, and then the African American and Asian made up the difference. So, yeah, I learned street smart there really quick. And then I hit the books.
Well, I grew up in Detroit. And I grew up in Detroit in the early 70s when they had the riots and all that fun stuff. Now, where I lived, we didn't actually see the riot itself, but it played on nightly news every night. And I lived in a predominantly white neighborhood. My school was predominantly white. But there were certain aspects of the other side of the railroad tracks, if you will, that did infringe on where we were at. There was a couple blocks away, they had a prostitution ring, they had drugs of the early stuff, the nice psychedelic trippy out stuff. So, I mean, I got to see a lot of it as I grew up. Yeah, Detroit was rough back in the early 70s too. Thank God it mellowed out. Then it fell out. Poor city. It used to be a great city to visit. I wouldn't want to live there now, even if they paid me to. Oh, wait, they do pay you to live in Detroit now. You can buy a house.
Scott. Chris, Holly Ridge.
I was going to say that's a Chris.
Yeah. All right, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Wake me in about 10 minutes. I need a nap.
Anyway, as far as book smart, hold on. As far as book smarts and street smarts, I'll give you my dad's definition. And this is one of the first things I remember him giving me as words of wisdom before he passed away when I was 7. All college does is make you an educated idiot. Now, mind you, that came from a guy who not only attended Yale and Harvard, but he also went to Juilliard School of Music. He worked for Dow Chemcorp, or a branch of Dow Chemcorp called Oxymetal Industries. He perfected the offshore oil well paint that goes on the rigs. He was one of the team that helped perfected that. So that saying came from somebody who went to college and has more degrees, or had more degrees now, than anybody I've ever known. He could take a molecule apart with a pair of tweezers and a scalpel knife, put it back together into something new. I mean, the man was a genius. So when you got somebody that's went to more college than you can count, have more degrees than you count, and he looks at you and says, all college does is make you an educated idiot, that says something about street smarts, that you kind of really need to learn it.
Yeah.
And growing up in Detroit at that time, it was actually good wisdom. Got anything you would like to add, Mr. Gill?
Yeah, well, my dad never really went to college. When he was 11 years old, he was running, and that'd be 1941, he was running a gas station down in Indio, California. When he was 16, he left home because some cousins he went to stay with tricked him into and signed him up into the rodeo, into every event. And he won just about every event. So he goes, I'm going to go be a rodeo star. And he was in the top 10 for the next 10 years. During the off season, he became an operating engineer, a blacksmith, a farrier, electrician. When he got done with the rodeo circuit, when he met my mom and got married and settled down, he became a machinist, an expert welder, mechanic. He got not college degrees, but certificates of achievement, whatever you want to call them, for machine work, all that other fun stuff, being a machinist and stuff. And one of the first places he was working at, called Rocket Jet in Glendale, he actually made the first pneumatic valve for the ejection seats they were using in the jet aircraft at the time.
Hey, Blue Healer. So
he never had any formal college training. He just had some trade school training. But he had more smarts than most college professors I know.
Anybody in the side chat want to add anything while we're up here contemplating life's next turn of events? As far as my take on book smarts and street smarts, I've got a fair amount of education, more than the average man. I am blessed with an insane amount of knowledge given by our Heavenly Father on things that I really shouldn't have any knowledge of. I understand theoretical physics. I understand a lot of stuff that most people don't even know exists. I understand how robotics work, how to program robotics. I don't understand computers in ways that more people will forget. I've been playing with them since 1978. So,
hey, can you throw Tinker's wife up there?
Yep. Wisdom does not come with a degree or diploma, which is why I have nothing fancy on my walls. No, I learned by the school of hard knocks. I wasn't handed anything, and I'm not saying anybody here was either. What I'm saying is I had to learn the hard way. Everything I've done, everything I've learned, along with all the bumps and bruises along the way, and maybe a little bit of shed blood in the process, has come with hard work. And even if you have all the, it was already mentioned in the chat, and I agree, I have people that I know that are insanely book smart. They can tell you things that I don't understand. But if I hand them a fire steel and the back of a knife blade, they can't make a fire. They
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to build a tent. They can't make a lean-to. They wouldn't be able to go out in the woods and survive for 5 minutes, let alone 5 days or 5 years. So that's, my take on street smarts is being able to go out there and do the things that other people just can't do because they have never taken the time to learn it.
Yeah.
I've taken the time to go out and he found Trap Town. And oh gee, rabbit squirrel. I seen both in one shot. That's bad. Anywho, getting street smarts is going out and learning the stuff. It's nice to read a book and get a general idea, but without actual practice in hand, it's not going to do you a bit of good. I've got medical books behind me that there are some of that stuff I don't understand. So it's kind of nice to be able to say, hey, Doc Bones, what do you think about this? I mean, what if this and this and this happened? I don't quite understand this aspect of it. Now, I'm not saying him and I are on, email daily basis. We're not. But I'm pretty sure that
For a while there, you were.
well, but hey, they're super busy right now too.
Yeah.
But if I really needed an answer, I'm sure I could get it. And that way I would get more educated. I've got the book, but I don't comprehend it. And I'm not going to go in there and crack somebody's skull open and start working on their brains. And nor do I want to. But if there was something I needed to understand about a certain process, I know I'd be able to get the information.
Okay.
Yeah, that information doesn't get me the actual practical knowledge to be able to go out and do it. Excuse me.
All right. So I want to make sure that they're putting up 2 different channels here for Trap Town. Okay, the first one that Ryan put up is one of the ones that has no data on it, and it was formed on January 14th. So the one that Ryan put up is definitely one you want to go into the about page, and you'll see the little flag down there where it says report user. You click on it, and the first line is block user.
Yeah, reporting for spam, then block user.
Well, you can't even report them for spam yet, but you can block user so they don't start tagging on your channel. And the other one, which is the one that Patty put Tinker's wife put up. And I got to get it open here and check it out here. But the first one that Ryan the Gamer put up, yeah, that's when you just go to it, and then you go to the about page, and you'll see the little flag down below. You click on the flag, and the first line says block user. Yeah, go ahead and block him, because that's the one. That's the one that hit. I believe that's the one that hit.
No, you got to hit
Ridge.
You're gonna have to hit both, because the one she put up has 48,000 plus subscribers.
Yeah, that's the main page.
Yeah, that's the main one.
On the main page. If you click on channels, you'll see. Come on, he has Base
Town, Hard Town, and Future Town.
Yeah, and so and then he's already dropped 2 others now. He has dropped 2 others off of there. So he's going around creating channels, doing stuff, and then dropping them off. So I'm going to go open all those up and block them.
Hey, Kaylin, welcome to the stream. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I might have to hit up one of those MRE companies to see if they'd be kind enough to send me one to sample. I wouldn't mind doing that for y'all. I'm actually thinking about trying to get the stuff and showing you guys how I make my chili. Hey, Mindful Homestead, welcome. You lost? There is plenty of exit signs and hello signs all over the place. I just throw them out everywhere when you come in. So just grab one and say scream help or whatever. Right now we're discussing a person who is
a suspected troll, and he's acting like it too with the way these fake channels he's setting up. So
right there, he is a suspected troll. He has hit a lot of us up wanting to be YouTube buddies, and he's got a lot of music on his channel that is actually copyrighted by major companies that he's claiming as his own.
And then he's got
is an issue, in my opinion.
Yeah. So the other his other channels right now that he has going on Um, the one that Ryan the Gamer put up is actually not listed on his first one here, on his main one yet, but he's got Future Town. The other ones, the guy's name is Trap Town. You have Trap Town and then 3 letters after it. And those ones are coming and going like you would not believe.
All right, Tinker's Wife. There is a little teeny flag on their about page.
Yeah, so you go to the about page, you'll say status.
Hold on, let me
joined, and then the flag.
You got that up? Okay, I'm going to put it up so people can see it.
Yeah, so basically you go to the about page, then you have stats, and then you find here where it says the little flag. So you left click on the flag and block user. And so that'll keep him from commenting on any of your stuff and trying to entice other people too, off yours. There are several other big channels that already spotted him and they're out saying, hey, don't use them, keep away from them. Yeah. So that was Future Town I just blocked. And then he's got Hard Town and Hard Town's a little different. Yeah, let's go and throw this one up. Now this one, he's eliminated all the about and everything. So the little flag is up here. And so you just do block user.
And see that the only people that do that are people that don't want to be found out.
Yeah.
They don't want to get caught doing what they're doing. So
yeah.
If they're that blatant about trying to hide, it's best to hide them completely.
Yeah. Now, Base Town has 1,000 subscribers, and it has 4 videos, all within the last week. And its about page is joined February 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so block user. So, yeah, but his main one here, Trap Town, he has 48,000 subscribers, and he has a bunch of videos. Come on, yeah, he has a bunch of videos showing here, but yeah. Go ahead and now that I hit that, I can go ahead and block his main channel.
All right, I'm gonna take that off now.
Yeah, we're done. I'm done. We're done. You've given you guys the idea how to do this, how to protect yourselves with this guy. But
the sad thing is, unfortunately, once you let a troll in and they think they got a foot in their doorway, then all of a sudden you got all kinds of strikes coming against your channel. People are claiming stuff, and I mean they've hit Gil already once. I got hit recently on a live stream too. So you just got to be very careful.
Yeah, it was funny though when the one troll came on mine thing and got all stupid and was yeah. And all of a sudden the Blue Wrenches started beating on him. It was funny.
All right. Tibor has been around a minute or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Tibor's had cousins that were training him to go to Nam, and then he never had to go.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 1 week away from having to register for the draft and stuff when they discontinued it.
Tinker's Wife, even if he has subbed to your channel, once you block him, he can't see your stuff no more.
Or at least he can't comment on it.
Right. It's on your end.
Yeah, there we go. Get that back live. There we go. Yeah, Ryan's putting all the stuff up there. Good. Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, Weblon or online smarts is a good way to say street smarts. Yes, just like Facebook. Hey, I think I see a Chris in the house. Everybody show some support for a Leo, please. Thumbs up for a Leo.
Yeah, that would be Chris at Holly Ridge Homestead.
And if you're not subscribed to him, please go over and show him a little bit of love. Let's get that old love train going. Oh, wait, now I sound like disco. Some people remember this TV show quite well. Oh, train. Of course, I should have done it. Soul Train. There. A lot of
Oh,
yes, CR. Back in the 70s.
mm,
You might be just a little bit young on that one there. Little bit low. Just a little low.
and then I also, what also caught me, when you're talking about giving a little love like that, I was thinking of a TV sitcom called WKRP in Cincinnati with Venus Flytrap.
I wasn't going to bring that up because I live in Cincinnati. That would have been painfully bad.
Oh, I actually kind of liked the show.
Yeah, it was all right. Of course, then you've always got the Love Boat.
Oh,
Yes, he does, Ryan. Thank God mine is a private Discord. And if he shows up in my Discord, I'll boot him out faster than he could say, wow, what happened? Because even right now, I have Discord running.
yep. You talked about the Love Boat on Facebook. Someone's got a mime coming out showing the cast from the Love Boat, and they all got gloves and masks on, and it's called the Glove Boat.
And just so you know, Miss Lori is at home. She is resting right now. She is feeling a little sore from surgery. So we're just going to say a few prayers and thumbs up and everything for Miss Lori.
The last I saw her in something earlier today, and she was saying that she's starting to feel so energetic now, like a little kid on sugar.
Mm-hmm. So I told her to go eat an apple.
Yeah.
She said she was craving sweets. I said, no, go eat an apple.
Blue Healer, not only does he have horses, but his wife has a whole bunch of woodworking, planer, joiner, table saw, and she's building a big old huge heavy duty like park bench type table.
See, I have to take and figure out how to import something off his channel. So if I do decide, all right, I'm gonna throw it out here. What the heck? I'm thinking about, guys, of getting a wood burner, a CNC wood burner, and making like little SOP coasters and tags or stuff like that to sell. And doing some custom work like keychain tags or dog tag or something like that, or you can make coasters for your own channel. Hey, Stringfield. So if you guys would be interested, if I were to start doing that, please throw a 1 up in the chat real quick, and I will make sure pricing is extremely competitive, because I'm not going to be looking to make a fortune, just a little bit to get ahead, to be able to, help provide new content, new things to review, be able to maybe go somewhere and do something. So, I mean, it's just a way to kind of fund the channel a little bit. That way I'm not asking, would you please donate to me channel? We so sad here. Like channels do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we are pretty sad here, but not that kind of sad.
And that's what it was, a farmhouse table. That's what Chris's wife is making there. And she's pretty good on the camera too. Of course, she doesn't like to say subscribe to the channel or pound the like button. Hey, Teresa, Stringfield Ridge.
And of course,
is President Lee with you?
CR had to be the one oddball of the group. One.
I'm surprised he didn't spell it out as WON.
Well,
he's done on Will's stream.
Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to put more than just 1 up there, more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million.
Lee went to bed already. Okay.
Painting sounds fun for somebody else.
Okay, that's a very good thing to be doing there. Well,
Tinker's wife, anytime you want to come up here and be goofy, I have no problem with goofiness,
Yeah, he puts up with me.
and vice versa. So I mean, if you're crazy enough to sit here and watch the live stream, you might as well just come on up.
Yeah, but with dealing with the topic of street smart versus book smart, that's why I threw up that got this one picture, and because this is a bunch of guys that are both book smart and street smart. You got your high tech guys over here, and you got your old schoolers that are so old school. It's yeah.
Well, I mean, between Dolph and Stallone alone, there's a lot of actual military experience. Even though they were, excuse me, they aren't actual true military to the sense of Green Beret style, but they
Yeah.
were trained by actual military people.
Yeah.
So
And
with the training that they've had, they could be considered military.
don't forget Jet Li.
Well, he's just a bad beep anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. Years ago, I read an article on some of the stuntmen. There were a lot of stuntmen don't like working with him because he gets so into it. He is a martial artist, and he starts punching for real, and it's like, oh, whoops, sorry. Yeah, but yeah, so there's a lot of guys that are really smart, a lot of knowledge there. Of course, I wouldn't call it political knowledge in some portions of that group, but
well, some of them sadly are very left.
yeah.
I can forgive them a little bit as long as they don't try pandering their thoughts upon me in
Right.
their movies. I'm not going to say I'm not going to go watch a movie just because they're in the left.
Right.
If it's a decent enough movie and I think there's a decent enough storyline to it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
As long as there's not a bunch of gratuitous, what in it. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Well, but if it's got a decent story, it's something that's going to make me laugh and maybe cry a little bit in the middle of it or something, for feeling bad for the good guys or something, then I'll watch it. But if it's just a bunch of gratuitous butts hanging out and hanging out, then I have no interest. Or if they're going to sit there and try and spew, you need to do this or else, then I'm not going to watch them either.
Well, one actor that I really admire because he came up through it the old way, and he tried to do stuff that he had to fight against the system, and that's why he went off and started making spaghetti westerns to try to make it more realistic. And that was Clint Eastwood on Rawhide. He tried to convince him to let him carry a camera into the herd to film it as if they were doing a stampede. And they go, oh no, we can't do that. It's it won't look real and it's too dangerous. But so I mean, he did a lot of stuff. He learned how to direct from some really good directors, and he learned it on the street, as you say. It's a set street, but he learned it that way.
Right. I mean, he wasn't handed a book and told, "Here, read this."
No.
He actually went out and did it to learn it,
and watched. He watched a lot of people to learn stuff. I have a book on him, and it's like, dang.
Yeah, book smart doesn't mean you know how to do it. It just means you have something in your brain that says, "Hey, check me out." Going out and doing it is what gets you the ability to survive, and that's my whole point of the stream is understanding the difference between the two, so you can survive. So you have the knowledge needed to progress. Because if you're not progressing, you're regressing. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. You just reminded me of something.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So go on. I'm just trying to find something here. It's going to take me a minute.
I smell a rabbit hole.
No, it's not a rabbit hole.
Whew.
It's not rabbit hole.
Must be my cat then.
No. Okay. Where is it here?
Because I don't see her at the moment.
Planning on emergencies.
And Tinker's wife, if you ever want to try going into a live stream through StreamYards, but you're not 100% sure your stuff's up to par, send me a message on Discord that you want to try it, and I'll set up a temporary stream that doesn't go live. It's just to record only. That way we can get you up there and make sure you got all your ducks in a row, your I's dotted, your T's crossed, and your commas in the right place.
Let's see if this will work. Ah, shoot, didn't work. Then, well, let me do this. I got to make a change to it. Slideshow, take that off there. Now I can make it work.
We don't do that on my channel, Tibor. That's why I don't have 200 zillion subscribers and a Patreon account that's being flooded with money. I won't do it.
Yeah.
I know some channels that have started in the last 5 months that are already over 5,000 subscribers. They have a Patreon where they're pulling in $300-$400 a month, and they continue to spill fear porn. And
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I will not. I'd rather shut my channel down and go play on Discord, whether anybody else shows up or not. That's just the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Not a problem. I as a good tutor, as long as you're on the other side of a computer screen. I don't do very good tutoring in person. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so this is from a PowerPoint presentation I do at emergency preparedness fairs and stuff. But the part that's in yellow is the part thing: education versus training versus skills. Education is book learning. You have book learning. Say you're going to be a doctor. You go to university. You study to be a doctor. Training. So someone that just has the education, you're not going to let them perform open heart surgery on you. Now, training is when they're doing their internship at a hospital. They're learning their street smarts. They're getting the hands-on stuff, learning it. Once they've learned it and they're out to go out on their own, then they actually have skills. Now, it's a skilled doctor that you're allowed to do heart surgery or remove a bullet or whatever. So you got your book smart and you got your street smart, basically. All right. That's what I think. That's my thoughts on it, though. What do you think? What do you think about that? Mike?
Some things you have a book, but if you don't put that book learning into practice, it's just book smart.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've driven dump trucks. I've driven cement trucks. I've driven multiple tankers, tandem tankers, tandem semi-trailers. I've driven flatbeds. I've driven dozers, front end loaders. So I've got a very wide knowledge of actually doing those things. But people who just read books on how, just to take a test, they can't compete. They don't understand a lot of the nuances. There's, and we'll bring truck driving in, is considering that's what I did for 30 years. Truck driving, everybody is under the assumption that all you do is sit on your booty, ride up and down the highway, and it's such an easy job. After 30 years, I have neck problems. I've got back problems. I've got arm problems. I've got multiple neurological issues that prevent me from doing much of anything. By the time I get done with this live stream tonight, I'm going to be enough pain to go cry in a corner. But for y'all, I'm doing it. That's one of the reasons I've limited my number of live streams. I'm going down to just one. That being said, it's really difficult to take an 80,000 pound missile going down the highway at 70 mile an hour in some states to keep it from running over people. You cannot take your mind off that road. You cannot lapse and do, let's see, I wonder what Facebook's doing. Oh, gee. No, your mind is constantly on that road. You're watching in front of you, both sides behind you. It's a very nerve-wracking, extremely mental exercise every second you're in that seat. The sad part is when you sit down to eat, you're still going over your brain what you just got done doing, because now you're filling out your logbook. When you lay down to go to sleep, you're dreaming about doing what you just got done doing because the truck is idling, because otherwise you're going to freeze to death or sweat to death, depending on time of year. So there's a huge difference between those who go out and read a book about driving truck or watch Connie Chung's infomentary many years ago about truck drivers having the IQ of a 13-year-old and everybody was a drug addict and alcoholic. Ooh, I wanted to slap her when she said that, but I didn't. Anywho,
Yeah.
it's very hard. It's not as easy as people make it out to be. You know, even this History Channel or Discovery that does ice road truckers history, they don't show the hardships that those guys really go through. You know, if you next time you go into your car and you go to drive somewhere, make sure on a back road somewhere, go 10 mile an hour the entire trip. You can't go over 10 because you're going to fall through ice. Okay. Drive 10 mile an hour and see how bored you get real fast. And that's in a car that don't weigh nothing. That's not pulling a load behind you that's worth millions of dollars that will cause you to get fired and cause you to lose everything for the rest of your life because now you got to buy that load. Okay. It's a very mental stressful exercise. It's a street smart. It's not a book smart.
Yeah. The
soapbox now.
Yeah. When I was working construction, I actually had to get a class A license with the hazmat carrier on it because we had fuel trucks and even our flatbeds and stuff. We loaded fuel tanks on them, so we had to have the hazmat carrier on our driver's license. That test is a friggin' bear.
It's a book that's that big, by that wide, by that big. Now you think there ain't that much information in it, but the words are typed that little itty bitty. I mean, they're tiny little words. You need a magnifying glass with reading glasses on top of a spyglass to read what's in that book. You almost need a college education in order to understand all the chemical things that they listed. You have to know just to pass the test.
Yeah.
And I carried a hazmat endorsement on my license my entire trucking career because I've hauled dynamite, I've hauled nitro, and I've hauled a missile.
Yeah.
That was military, and I didn't have to worry about it at the time because I had enough MPs around me. I could have fell asleep at the wheel. They would have just taken over.
Yeah.
But military convoys are something entirely different.
Yeah. And like Chris Holly Ridge says, you when you get people that pull out in front of you thinking that you can stop instantly, realizing that a truck driver's braking distance, like a car, you're supposed to keep, one car length for every 10 miles an hour. A truck should keep 1.5 car lengths for every, or 2 truck lengths for every 10 miles an hour. So it's not your vehicle length, it's their vehicle length. They got to keep space, but you go cut right in front of them, you've just committed suicide.
Yeah, most trucks, and they don't have many anymore because people got up, well, they're tidy whites in an uproar. Because back when I first started, a lot of us drivers actually put stickers on the back of our trailers that said, passing side, suicide. You don't pass a semi on the right. You're just asking to get run over.
Yeah.
And if the truck driver cannot see you in the mirrors, you're as good as crushed.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. It's the harsh way to put it, but that's exactly what it is. If they can't see you, they don't know you're there, they move, you're done.
Yeah. That's why they got the big mirrors, is try to eliminate the blind spots. And even with the big mirror, the big huge mirrors and the big old double mirrors, there are still blind spots. And you can, you'd be surprised the number of people that when they change lanes next to a truck, they change into that blind spot thinking, oh, this is a good spot to be. So there's a big difference between book smart, which is what the news puts out about trucks and stuff, and actually knowing how trucks work.
Well, the book smart says 1 truck length. Actually, wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. The book actually says when you're doing 55 mile an hour, you need 4 seconds between you and a car in front of you. That's what the book says. Okay, coming from real life, you need a football field between you and the car in front of you when you're doing anything over 55. If you're hauling 80,000 pounds total truck vehicle weight, that's a missile heading down the highway that takes over a football field to stop.
Hey, Anthony.
The car does. Hey, so, I get on a soapbox when it comes to that kind of stuff because it irritates me to no end. And yes, Chris, I seen what you said. You're right. It irritates me to no end to watch a car, even as a civilian driver now, not in a truck. it just grates my nerves to watch people pull in front of a truck and then slam on the brakes to hit an exit, not realizing what that driver just went through. That driver just had a mild heart attack right there because he watched his life flash in front of his eyes and wondered, am I going to hit him? Am I going to get to go home this week and see my family, my kids? Or am I going to run this guy over and wind up going to prison for the rest of my life? You know, people just don't care anymore. And that's why I get on a rant about it. And yeah, T-Bar, that's about right. 3 miles. Yeah. Yeah, just because there's 18 wheels doesn't mean they stop. They kind of glide down. Yep.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there's the favorite one I like.
What?
This is what happens when you pull in front of a truck and slam on your brakes. Oh, I got to share it. Ah, shoot. Hang on.
I got the mouse there, man.
This one right here. That is a that's the Dodge. That is a Dodge 3500.
And I could almost guarantee I can tell you what the truck had in the back looking at the damage. I'll bet you 10 to 1 that trailer had steel in the back. Yeah, I've actually seen people who think they're pretty stupid driving. Well, the worst accident I've ever seen in my life. I was actually on 71 going to Knoxville, and it was about 11:30 at night, and I seen the back end of a Corvette shoved underneath the rear trailer tandems. He hit that semi at 120 mile an hour. He drove the engine underneath and past the rear tandems. The rear tandems were sitting inside the cockpit of the car. And I don't think I have to explain the rest, but let's just put it this way. There's a red smear everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
this also falls into book smarts and street smarts. Street smarts know you don't get into these positions. Book smarts, people don't pay attention. They don't care.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is I don't trust those cars that drive themselves because them cars don't have a brain. They have a computer. Computer cannot make rational decisions in a moment's notice like a human brain can.
Now I'm looking at this one here, and I can tell exactly what happened. The woman driving that truck pickup was zipping around traffic, was trying to cut between the truck she hit and a car that was in the lane she was trying to cut in front of, and was speeding and misjudged. I've seen that happen.
Or she was texting and rolled it sideways.
Yeah.
And I've seen, I mean, there's just.
Yeah. I've seen, on Interstate 80 and 880 in California, I've seen so many stupid people, late for work, speeding along and zipping from number 4 lane to number 3 lane to number 2 lane to number 4 lane over to number 1 through traffic. I'm sorry, just I know Chris in there is just probably just going, oh, I hate that.
Well, here, let me bring up another one that 90% of us with children hate. I actually have had to put one of my security cameras on the bus stop because almost every single day we get people that run past the bus with the red lights blinking and they drive right past the bus. And my kid's out there and I want to run out there with my slingshot and take out their windshield. But I know I can't because I would get in trouble. Then there'd be nobody to take care of Charles. But I want to really badly.
Tibor's comment. It's
hold on. I gotta free up a hand here.
Yeah.
I'm working in a very confined space.
That's half a football field.
Mm-hmm. And I guarantee every second that driver was pushing on that brake pedal, he was going, come on, push it a little further. Come on, give me some more air pressure. Because as he's pushing on that pedal to stop that truck, the air pressure gauges are going down. Especially on the more modern trucks that have ABS where they automatically pump, you start losing air pressure after about 5 seconds. And if it goes to a certain point, the driver might as well just take his hands off the wheel because he no longer has control because all them tires are going to lock right up and he ain't going to be able to do nothing. Just that put his head between his legs and kiss his butt goodbye.
Or pray he accidentally threads the needle.
Well, I've threaded the needle a couple times.
Yeah.
You give yourself a mini heart attack, don't it?
And you also got to replace the seat in your truck because your butt just chewed a big hole in it.
That's why I like leather seats with cloth covers so I don't stick to them. But, you know,
yeah,
my butt doesn't like leather. So seats are pretty safe that way.
Yeah.
Well, the thing for me, Gunslinger, on these we're called smart cars, is that camera is looking forward. All them sensors are looking forward to stop in case there's a vehicle in front of them. They're not watching behind them to see if there's somebody tailgating them and they need to take and move to a different direction, a different lane. Those smart cars just stop. So if there's anybody behind them that's not paying attention, instead of you or me who are watching behind us and realize, oh crap, they're going to hit me if I don't move, and we move to a different direction.
Yeah.
That car and the people inside that car are getting ran over from behind because, you know,
the smart car doesn't tell them, hey, you just pulled too close. You cut somebody off. You need to speed up or get out of the lane.
They don't think.
Yeah, because if the car cuts in front of a truck, the car doesn't know it just cut in front of a truck, really.
No, the sensor from the version I've seen, and mind you, this stuff changes every single day. I mean, my information's about 5 months old, so they've probably fixed the problem. Excuse me, sorry. But it's a timing thing. It figures if it's going X number of miles per hour, it takes X number of seconds to get to a safe distance. Well, if the person that's driving the other vehicle in the other lane decides to speed up, that timing is thrown completely off. Now, there's a sensor that's supposed to pick that up, but it's only about 40% effective. Well, it was back then. Maybe they fixed it by now and that's not as big of an issue, but it's a computer. It can't think like you and I can. No matter how fast they make the computer, it cannot work as fast as the neurons in our own brains.
And it can't do independent thinking.
Exactly. It can only run by pre-programmed set of definitions. You and I don't run by those definitions.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, them stop arms only stop people that are honest. I've actually had 2 vehicles in the last year and this year. One was a Jeep lady in her Jeep, and it was a pretty ugly old red Jeep. And she comes flying. I could hear her because I'm watching my son get on the bus, and I could hear her at probably half throttle because it had bigger tires on it, so you could hear the tires and a very poor exhaust. I could hear it coming up the street, so I turn around to look, and she slams on her brakes, missing the car in front of her, then swerves between that car and the bus to get back over the lane, and it keeps right on going. And so the whole time she's sitting there talking on her phone, starting to laugh. That's the kind of people I want to take my slingshot and break out their windows and make them pay for them. But I can't do that. That's actually not right for me to do, but it's what I'd like to do.
That's when you want Chris around to pull them over.
I've actually requested, and of course it's been a while now, but I requested that, you know, we get some kind of a police force presence over here, be it the city of Middletown or the county of Warren, because I literally live right on the county line. If I cross the street to my north, I'm in Butler County. On my side, I'm in Warren County. So it's kind of a jurisdictional issue, but it's not. But trying to get something set up so both sides are actually monitored and people can be pulled over on either side is kind of an issue. So I've got a camera set up, and when they do it, they get caught.
Yeah.
Oh, they need to put cameras on every school bus, front, side, and back.
Yeah.
Had one almost run into the back of the bus the other morning. I don't think they were paying attention until it was too late.
Gunslinger's leaving. Night.
All right, Gunslinger, take it easy. Creative says, I'm just going to say it like this. Book smarts, force equals mass times acceleration. Street smarts, it's going to hurt. That's all you need to say.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
See, that's kind of sad because, unfortunately, funding for some departments has dropped way down due to political environments. Every city should have a beat cop. Every city. I don't care if it's a four-corner city, like the little cities up there I used to live, like Peel City. It's literally four corners. That's it. They should have a beat cop there. That way, the nearest police officer, which is a county sheriff's officer, isn't 45, 50 minutes away.
Yeah.
No problem, Stringfield. We weren't talking about you at all. Not one bit. It's all Gil's fault. I'll tell you, it's Gil's fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah. But, street smart. Ladies, you can go and read books on self-defense and all this other fun stuff, but a good down-to-earth training class with a beat cop that teaches you to carry your keys in your hand a certain way, or to keep your purse on your left shoulder with your hand on a can of hairspray in there and a Bic lighter in your right hand as you're late at night going to your car parked out in a big parking lot, so that if someone comes up and tries to grab you, you can pull the hairspray up and go.
Hey, Chris, I actually wanted to be in law enforcement, but I have a severe issue, and it's called an issue with stupid. And anybody that would harm a child is beyond stupid. I would be the one cop that would be in prison because if somebody hurt a child and I was the arresting officer, I honestly don't believe I could have stopped myself from hurting them for hurting a child. I was being honest with myself and decided not to take that route.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to be one because I wanted to make a difference in something. No, I'm not singing. No, not singing. Did you not hear my song? That's all I was doing. It's not me singing.
Yeah, Michael, but Starting Fluid may work better. However, Aquanet is something that ladies use on their hair, and it puts out not only does it just put out a short flame like Starting Fluid would, it shoots because the particles and the stickiness to starch shoots it a couple feet further. Aquanet is the perfect flamethrower for women in distress.
Mm-hmm.
Keys.
So I used to play with Aquanet and a lighter.
Yeah. Keys. You take a couple of your longest keys, grab the key ring like that as you walk to your car.
Never put your finger through the key ring.
Not through the key ring. You go like that way, you can boom.
Yep. Never put your finger through the key ring because you will break your finger.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, Heaven's Essentials missed it. All right, in about 5 minutes, y'all want to go take a break. In about 5 minutes, I'll play the song for Heaven's Essentials because she missed it.
Or you can sit around and watch me dance again. Roll the quarters. Yeah. If you got if your hand is small, roll the nickels
or dimes. Anything to keep your hand solid.
Yeah.
I don't have anything handy.
But
yeah, I do. Flashlight works too. Flashlight. Now, see, I got bigger hands, so I actually need something a little bit bigger than that. But a flashlight will work as well.
Yeah.
What's in there?
Yeah, and if you have one of those key fobs on there, don't put the key fob out. Let it kind of flop loose. So you just use a good long key. Because I personally like to keep my handcuff key on here. That way, It's longer, has a nice little edge here on it to scratch with.
Yep. And that's something I'm going to suggest. If and it's not going to be easy for everybody to do because not everybody has a place to do it. But I recommend go out and getting yourself a punching bag, not a speed bag. Get yourself what they call a heavy bag. Build a place to put it. And every day, spend 10, 15 minutes, get a set of boxing gloves so you don't tear up your hands when you start. Because if you ain't used to punching a bag, your hands will become a bloody mess. But and just start boxing by yourself. Learn how to move, start moving. Play music. It'll help you get into a rhythm. It'll build muscle memory. Muscle memory will help you survive in a fight. If you don't practice, you don't have muscle memory, your body is going to freeze and you're going to drop like a bag of rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not trained in self-defense, go find somebody that can train you. But the best way to start is by yourself in your own garage. Build up your muscle tone, build up your muscle memory.
One of the things I did years ago was when I think I was about 19 when I got my heavy bag. I had it hanging, and one of the things I learned to do was, besides punching on it, I would space myself so I could kick it, and I slowly practiced kicking so that my foot and this part of my ankle would meet the bottom of the bag. And after about a year, I could lift that bag 2 feet in the air, just give it a quick little flick. And so,
Sue. Welcome, Sue.
Hey, Sue, which basically meant that any guy that that was I was having problems with, my hands up and my feet, one foot would come up and he'd go up in the air about 2 feet and go, hey, as he landed on the ground, curled in a ball, whimpering and fluids pouring from every orifice of his body.
All right, Tibor, I'm going to differ with you a little bit on that. For the most part, you're correct. But most women are jumped from behind. And there is special training required to be able to get yourself out of that every single time. Every hold can be broken. Every single hold. Even the so-called ninja holds, it can't be broken, can be broken if you know what to train.
Yeah.
Okay. Training is imperative.
All right.
I'm not saying it to be a sexist manner in any way, shape, or form. I'm saying it to be as openly honest as possible. You have to have training. Get it now while we have good times, because, even though I disagree with what he's done lately, Canadian Prepper about 5 years ago actually put out a decent video about women in an SHTF event. He was very methodical in his thought process, not like the recent ones he's done where he's went off
kilter.
Something. Anyway, it's not going to be pretty. If you're a single woman right now trying to survive and you get into that kind of environment, it's going to be 10 times harder, because you're going to have those idiots out there who think they can take what they want with no repercussions. So you've got to train now so you're prepared for that. Street smarts.
Yeah.
Start learning to watch people's movements. If you're walking down a crowded street, just start looking at different people. I mean, don't be too obvious about it. Just use your eyes to check out certain people. See if you see anybody that looks a little bit suspicious or out of place.
Avoid them.
And see how you can monitor what they're doing while you're walking without making it obvious. That's putting yourself in condition yellow. Don't walk around in condition white. Cooper color codes. If you don't know it, go find it. Hey, Kathy, thanks for coming in. Yeah. If you don't understand Cooper color codes, go learn it. It's good education. Learning weight is absolute idiocy, in my opinion. It's people walking around their face stuck on their phone and tripping over curbs or walking into fountains because they're playing with their doggone iPhone. Condition yellow is you are aware of everything. You can hear, the number of birds that just flew over your head, as well as the 3 cars that are behind you. And, you realize everything that's going on. Condition orange, something is set the hair on the back of your neck on end. You are not triggered, but fully aware of an event that might be happening, and you've already singled that individual or individuals out because of what they're doing. Condition red is no holds barred. The fight's on, and you're either running to the fight to defend, or you're evacuating people to keep them out of the fight. There is a difference, and that's something you can only train to do. Because if you
Okay.
don't train it, you're just going to freeze.
Kathy had a question there on the Cooper codes, COPER.
I think so. Yes.
Okay. Back up above, Kathy said, where was it here? Did I pass that already? She said she doesn't use hairspray. I understand that, but basically any woman that has hairspray, whether they use it or not,
Cannot be charged with a felony for defending themselves for having an illegal weapon.
right? Exactly, because hairspray is considered to be
It's
common.
A
It's a beauty item. Yeah, just doesn't mean you have to use it, but you can't get in trouble for having it and a Bic lighter.
Exactly.
And what was the other comment here? I saw it go by here. It was before Kathy's Cooper codes.
Hey, creative, if you've had the training, you can bend metal with your hands.
Yeah.
It might hurt like hell, but you can do it.
Yeah.
In my prime, I was able to break 10 bricks. I'm not in my prime no more. I'd probably break my arm before I got through the first 5. But when I was on my prime and trained every single day, I could break 10 bricks with no problem and crack the 11th, which was as far as I ever got. I wouldn't even want to attempt it now because I'm not in my prime.
Yeah.
All right. Please do 5.
Okay, a couple things here. Heaven Essential says she used to hide knives all over her car. If you were practiced with them, that's one thing, but just to have knives all over, it's not a good idea, because then if you have a bunch of knives and they find out you have a bunch of knives, then they say, oh, you're looking to cause trouble.
Yep.
The other thing up here, which I thought was kind of cute, Tinker's Wives, what nails? You obviously have not seen my nails. LOL. I have the soil manicure. A lot of the people in here that are homesteaders, they don't have fingernails. It's cut short because they get dirt under their nails and everything else, and it's easier to clean when the nails are short.
No.
And if you're
right, sorry.
And if you're a nurse, you got to have your nails clipped short.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that, as well as people saying carry bear spray and stuff like that. A good lawyer on the prosecution will tear you to shreds for carrying that.
Mm-hmm.
There is no precedent for you,
unless you live in Alaska.
I don't even think so there.
With all the bears up there.
I don't even think so up there, because there's no reason for you to normally carry insect or bear spray in your purse in the town. Now, if you're out in the country and something happens, that's a different story. You could probably get away with that. But if you're carrying it in the city, a prosecutor will tear you to shreds, and you will be spending time in the Gray Bar Motel for a few years, even if you're just defending yourself. Because here in Ohio, and I know they're trying to change it. I don't know if they actually did or not, or if it failed, but you could be sued here in Ohio just for defending yourself. And that lawsuit can cost you millions of dollars. If somebody breaks through that door right now and I put them down, I can be sued by his family or her family for breaking into my house and threatening me and my son if I put him down. I can still be sued. I won't go to prison for taking him out, but I can be sued by his family for doing it. And that is wrong. That is a thing that everybody has to think of too. Where you live, know your laws.
Yeah. Yeah, like Heaven Central says there's bears where she lives, mountain lions, coyotes, bobcats, rattlesnakes, and psycho people. You live near Berkeley? Sorry, I have to do a Berkeley joke once in a while.
Yeah, it's apt. But they do have mountain lions out there.
Yeah. There's coyotes, bobcats, rattlesnakes, and mountain lions around UC.
By the way, we were not. I tried to stay off the political, but you're the one that brought up Nancy. I mean, you didn't have to bring up psycho people.
I wasn't even thinking about her. I was thinking about this. Wow, man! Look at the colors. Give me your stuff, man.
All right. For those who missed it earlier, and again, we'll warn you guys to turn down your music. I got to go find it though, because I already closed it once. So,
Tinker's wife says fake nails are terrible weapons. They're slippery, whereas real nails will tear skin.
Okay, just for Heaven's Essentials and anybody else who may have missed it, here is a song that I made. As soon as my computer decides to play it. Okay, I'm not playing the full thing, but
I was just getting into it. Rustic Tradition says Florida has a law that protects the person being attacked. A couple states are doing that.
Right. They're trying to get away from a lot of the owls. Hey, Palmetto, if you want to come up here, scream out real loud. I'll throw a link out there for you. Because like an idiot, I forgot to save your email address.
Oh, raccoons and skunks. Oh, and yeah, if you have pepper spray, then it becomes a battle of the spray between you and the skunk.
Just make sure you're downwind from both.
That way, the wind's blowing from you to them.
Exactly. Now, most of you guys weren't here back when I did the video, but I do have a video that actually I go through and list several spots, and it's I can't remember the name of it. It's a bug out location test. It's for you to look at the pictures that I took and figure out where you'd want to set up a camp. And it's really thought-provoking because it makes you think about it. 2 of the areas actually have skunk and raccoon traffic. All the areas have deer traffic. One's next to a creek, one's in a hollow, one's next to a hill. So, I mean, you really need to think. Again, that's where Booksmart comes into play a little bit. A book would say being next to that creek would be ideal because, you know, you got your water source, you got some free floating food, wood too. It's got deer trails. That sounds like an ideal place. But if you've ever been camping, if you've ever been camping, you know, when you're near a watershed, you can't hear nothing at night. All you hear is that water.
Yeah.
You can hear nobody sneaking up on you. So it's not an ideal place. In that video, the actual ideal place would be next to the hill I showed at it was the last set of pictures I showed. Because there is cover, concealment, there's trees behind you, it's quiet. The only thing you got to worry about is that dang skunk that runs through there. If you can deal with the skunk, then you're perfect. And it's only 400 yards from the same creek that was in the very first pictures I took. So, I mean, that's where the major difference in book smarts and actual street smarts comes into play. Yeah, I'm trying to find a decent percussion loop that works with that, but I haven't found one yet. But I've also got like 700 or 800 different percussion loops to go through yet before I get done.
I still say that song reminds me of Chevy Chase and Paul Simon.
Yeah, but it don't sound like anything like that. It might have
it doesn't, but it's still really, it makes me thinking of them dancing out to that one song that Paul Simon did.
Mine has more of a psychedelic trip thing going to it because it's all techno. Hey, Robertsons, welcome. You've missed all the fun, but we're glad you're here.
Well, Anthony, there is something that might help with your sleeping issues. It's called a fifth of Everclear.
No. A nice big glass of Kahlua Mudslide. That'll relax you and put you right out. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Yep, I remember that song. I still single and I like it.
Oh, I'm getting shut down here.
I see that.
No, Gil.
She doesn't want that memory running
All right.
through her head for the next 5 hours.
All right. The reason why I keep saying Everclear and stuff like that, my dad used to be a hunting guide at one point. Prior to before he met my mom during hunting season, he'd take groups out, and the last group he took out when they arrived at camp at the cabin where they're hunting from, he said they had a lot of beer, and some other stuff, and they were already drinking when they arrived.
Understood, Anthony. Understood very well.
He had prepared ahead of time because he had several groups like this, and he pulled out a bottle of Everclear, opened it, put it on the back of the wood burning stove that had just a small fire in it, so it would evaporate out. And he, went outside, gathered more firewood, and spent about an hour or two outside. Came back in, and everybody was passed out, and the bottle was empty. He then opened the door so he wouldn't get intoxicated, aired it out a little bit, gathered up all their hunting tags, went out, shot the deer for them, brought it in, cleaned it out, dressed it all up. And when those guys woke up, they were like, "Oh, wow." He goes, "Oh, you all got great. You guys did great. You all got a deer." He said that was the last season he went hunting as a guide because the groups coming out were just so drunk and disorderly. It wasn't safe to be out there with them.
Yep.
So that's why I always, refer back to Everclear, because he made them all pass out, got their deers for them, and they were so drunk from the Everclear they didn't, remember anything. Trying to figure up here. We got Holly Ridge. Well, or was that statement?
Yeah, I don't know who decided that Ohio didn't need snow, but as far as I'm concerned, whoever that nice person was needs to go fly to Florida and let me have my snow. My son cannot go sledding this year because we haven't had enough snow on the ground to last long enough for to break a sled and walk to the hill, let alone go down the hill.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing any snow in our forecast until March. And even then, in the first week of March, I don't see any snow. That's not good. I want snow. I don't care what y'all think. I want snow.
Yeah. CJ of Shit Happens. He's in northern Ohio, and he's got a lot more northern than you are. And he said they were supposed to get 4 to 8 inches, and they got maybe an inch and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last couple of years here, I haven't had snow really to speak of. We had some last year. Was able to make a small snow fort for Charles, but it didn't last very long. He wants to make one. He wants to be able to go out and make a snow fort. He wants to go out and do snow angels. And how do you tell a kid, I'm sorry, you can't do that because, well, we ain't got no snow? I mean, he sees that obviously, but still.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a lot of Smurfs in my army. All right, Chris, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Be safe. God bless.
All right, take it easy. Be safe out there.
And again, if you guys haven't checked out Chris at Holly Ridge, he is a Leo. Go over, stop over, and show him some love.
Yeah. His wife is very talented with woodworking too. That last video I really liked. She's making him help her build a farmhouse table or whatever. Yeah, it's nice heavy duty table. It's the first video of the. It's probably going to take one more to do it.
Kathy, you are grounded for 17 seconds for that comment.
Yeah, problem is with all the rain out there, it all go.
Yeah, that's all I've had lately is rain. You're right, Tibor. It's been at least 2011 since we had a decent snow. That's why I liked it when I had my Jeep and I could go up to Michigan. I could go up there and play in the snow in the wintertime. I loved it. Be able to put it in four-wheel drive and make the Jeep do what it was meant to do. Come back down here, it's like, I might as well be in Florida for what we got.
Yeah.
Okay, Kathy, you're done being grounded now. Potato flakes. I ain't gonna waste my food.
Oh man. I'm in timeout. I put myself in timeout for this thought.
Good idea. What I ought to do is see if I can't rent that house that's up for sale for a week and just let my son go over and make snow angels all over her lawn and her pretty snow. Then she'll realize that her comment was just not fair to a poor child. I don't know. If I actually had the wherewithal and the credit, I would actually try and get that house just to get out of the state I'm in now.
Yeah. Hey Dave, do you remember what Tibor should remember, he was there, what Steve likes to call certain people in California?
Snowflakes.
Yeah, just go get a bunch of them and just build, go sledding on top of them.
No, because they come to Ohio and realize Ohio has, gun laws that don't work for them. Ohio is still pretty much a gun pro state. No thanks to our current governor. They'd get their tidy whities in uproar and they'd be crying constantly and they'd flood the area anyway. So, Hey, none of that. You'll get everybody else in the side chat doing that too.
Okay.
So, any more comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, attitudes, non-actionable agenda that we can discuss about being book smart or street smart? Yeah, you've got your mag there. Some of us aren't that fortunate. Hey, creative. I can show you pictures of Michigan where the snowbanks are 18 feet tall. I've seen snow. I love me some snow.
Okay. It's really locking up here.
Yeah, I see that. Part of that's because of it's pixelating so bad that actually takes up extra memory to run it.
Yeah.
Urban Prepper 34, welcome.
Yeah. Last what was it? Was it November? In November? One of the I think it was one of the passes in California. A friend of mine was up there and he took a picture of it. And it was almost 20 feet tall, the snow.
Sounds like Donner, because Donner can get hit pretty darn deep.
It wasn't Donner. It was like it was a little bit north of Donner, but it was one of the big passes and stuff. And it wasn't a major highway. It was just a one lane each way type thing. And that area just got hammered more than Donner did.
Well, Donner is 40 miles up and 40 miles down.
Yeah.
I hated Donner driving it in the truck with a fully loaded trailer.
I hate driving it in my pickup in the wintertime.
Yeah, Grants Pass is another one that gets hit pretty hard.
Could be. I've to check, but yeah, I have to go back to my Facebook and look at it. But yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, it was bad. And the thing is, that weekend they got 10 feet just that weekend. That he did it.
I do know of some worse passes. They're in between West Virginia and Virginia. There is one road that looks like they followed a snake up it and followed a snake and a squirrel going down it. It's narrow, it's deep, And when they don't usually get snowstorms per se, they get ice storms on these roads. They shut these roads down. If it starts to rain and it's wintertime, they got salt trucks running up and down the roads already with brine. And if it doesn't stop and they think it might freeze, they just shut the area down because it's too dangerous. Oh, Kathy, just go over to the UP the next time they get a nice heavy snow. I mean, you're not too far away. I mean, you are a little ways, but it'd be a good road trip for you. Get to go to an area where it's 10 miles between the first and the second house. Where your closest neighbor, you could shoot an M16 for 5 minutes, and it's going to take them 10 minutes to hear it.
Yeah, Donner Pass, being on Interstate 80, the worst part about it is
right there, but
you get these idiots going up to Tahoe from San Francisco, Sacramento, Oakland, and that, going up there for the weekend and coming back out of Tahoe. They're coming out and they're coming down some of the areas there where it says, recommended speed is 45 miles an hour, and they're taking that corner doing 75.
I've seen a few wrecks out there because of that.
And then you got these, you got a few newbie dumb truck drivers that are doing 65, and their speed limit, their maximum is 55 maximum, but on the downhill grade, it's 45.
Some areas it's actually 25 because of how steep it is and the curves that are involved.
Yeah.
And if you're a truck driver and a cop catches you doing over that speed limit, you can kiss your booty goodbye because the state of California will rack you to next year.
Yeah.
They do not play games with semi drivers when it comes to them hills.
Yeah, especially going over heading from San Jose down to Santa Cruz on 17. It's, a lot of it's 35 for trucks, and there are a few 25-mile-an-hour spots for trucks. But it's just that it's too narrow and it's too curvy and it's insane.
Yep, I actually smoked my brakes on the downside going into California on Donner. I've actually smoked my brakes because, well, the tractor I had was a piece of crap, thanks to the boss I had. But it'll catch up to you, and it'll say, "Hey, guess what? You're going too fast, stupid."
Yep.
And then you have to do everything you can to slow that thing down as quickly as possible. Shift gears downward without missing a gear, because if you're going down a hill and you miss a gear, look for a runaway ramp.
Yeah. And they do have several runaway ramps because of that. Yep. I guess it was I was talking to someone from New Mexico, or was Arizona, told them about the runaway ramps. And I go, runaway ramp? What's a runaway ramp? Think of a big soft pea gravel pit along the side of the road that you start going in, and that pit gets deeper and deeper, and so your tires just start sinking and slowing you down, and you need a big tow truck to pull you out.
Depending on the load of the vehicle that went into it, sometimes it takes a crane. I've seen trucks go upwards of 400 yards into some of them things. I mean, which means they were moving really fast and they're stupid heavy.
Yeah.
And it takes 1 or 2 cranes to pull them out. And when you're talking a crane to pull a semi out of a runaway ramp, you're talking in the $80,000 to $100,000 range to pull them out.
Yeah.
Well, if you want something to link, look up semi runaway ramps, and you'll get all kinds of pictures. Some with trucks in them, most without.
Yeah. And that's where Street Smart versus Book Smart comes in handy for a truck driver.
Yeah, the books don't tell you half of what goes on out there. I learned how to drive a semi when I was 13 years old. My stepdad hauled cattle and liquid oxygen. So I learned at 13 years old how to shift to 13 speed. I could drive it. The first time I ever drove a truck was at 14 years old across the Pennsylvania Turnpike. If you've been across the Pennsylvania Turnpike, you realize it's not a straight, flat road. And the very first load he put me behind the wheel of was a load of swinging beef. If you don't know what swinging beef is, it's not what you're thinking. It's a 48-foot trailer full of dead cows hanging on hooks in the back, just kind of swinging in the wind. Well, not necessarily the wind, but they're just kind of swinging around. And that's how they used to haul beef from one end of the country to the other in a reefer. And so I grew up on street smarts when it came to a semi. And when I got to reading those books, I'm going, that's not realistic. It's not quite right. It's close. So when I went to go take my testing for my first CDL, which was a chauffeur's class 2 at the time, my instructors looked at me, how come you're so good? I've already been doing it like 6 years.
There's some runaway ramps in use.
Oh, hold on. Didn't Kathy get it? Nope, she didn't.
I went and just grabbed some, pulled up the image page on it. So there's the truck plowing through the gravel up there. You can see some of the other ones down here where he started down below here.
Yeah, he's going deep. That's not good.
Yeah. And let me enlarge this one. Yeah. And the tow truck's trying to drive along the side here where it's a little bit easier to pull him back out.
Well, there's actually a berm there for the tow trucks.
Yeah.
That's actually a berm. And I've pulled that trailer sideways just so they can start pulling him backwards.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the trail going up to the back of the semi,
yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Up.
There's another one. The truck's starting to go sideways in here. Yeah, there's
that. An action like that will take about 10 years off your life just hitting one of those.
Yeah. Look how deep those ruts are.
Yep.
I said it's pea gravel. You sink in that.
Walking on it, you sink.
Yeah. So, and then, you look how far going back to this other one here, or was it here?
Yeah, my stepdad hauled a lot of
here.
Stuff. First semi I drove.
Yeah,
go ahead.
How far up he went? He had to been flying to go up there, up that crap.
I can tell you what he's hauling too. It's flat steel.
Yep.
Yeah, the first truck I ever drove was a Volvo White, and it had a 400 Detroit come apart in it, or not Detroit come apart, Detroit engine in it with a Cummins transmission behind it, and that thing would spew black coal like there was no tomorrow. And he'd put his foot to the floor and she'd start shooting little white or little orange pieces of sparks out of it, because the dummy before him took the governor off the engine, so she would go wide open. It was truly a triple-digit truck. So stupid me, when I got older and started driving trucks, and I finally got the truck I wanted, it was a 1999 Kenworth Super Sleeper with a 444 Cummins, an Eaton Fuller 15-speed transmission, 373 rears. Yeah, she'd do every bit of 127 mile an hour. How do I know? I got clocked at it. The cop jumped on the CB, says, you got 2 miles to slow that truck down before the next officer, who's sitting there looking for dum-dums like you, decides to write you a ticket or you're in jail. The only comment I said was, yes, sir. I pulled over. I sat there for 10 minutes and I waited for him to come pull me over, and he never showed up. So I got back in my truck, drove past the other cop, which is exactly where he said he was going to be, at the speed limit.
He must have been in a good mood.
I think he was already writing tickets as it was and didn't feel like writing another one.
Yeah.
Kathy's he did call the other cop.
Yeah, Kathy's comment.
Which one?
It's funny. It's right at the top of the chat there.
Oh, well, yeah, it's right on the chat of one, but I have to look at the other one to find it.
Yeah. And it's starting to go. There we go.
Yes, even
Hmm.
drawbacks, and that's the whole point of the original conversation is book smarts will only give you a basic knowledge. I mean, you can't learn everything in a book. You can't. It's impossible because most books would take hundreds of theories to finish any one subject.
Yeah.
That one's funny.
Yes, it is. I was laughing about that one.
Leaving Pomona.
That was probably down in Oakland with one of the protest things going on down there.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't a truck
The
driver.
idiots actually marched up onto the freeway into 65-mile-an-hour traffic.
Hey, Tibor, do you remember the bigger truck that spilled over the 7170 or the 7075 interchange up there in Dayton? That wasn't but a couple years back. Had a beer truck go around the corner a little too fast. And then a car decided to cut in front of him at the same time he was trying to slow down. And his trailer just kind of went, spilled beer over 1, 2, 3 layers of highway, shutting down the highway for a couple hours. Yes, Darwinism. I didn't miss it. I was actually stuck in the traffic jam that it caused. I kept asking the cop that was like 5 cars in front of me, stop the traffic. I said, can I please just go get a beer? He finally looked at me and says, do you want to get arrested for drinking and driving? I said, I'm not driving right now. He didn't think it was that funny of a comment. I think he was actually annoyed because of it being sitting there for like 6 hours. All right, CR, take it easy. Thanks for coming in.
All right. See you later, CR. I'm trying to find the one picture of the one here that my brother was involved with. Is this it?
What are you doing, cat?
No, that wasn't it. It's the San Fernando. Go back. Okay.
Well, Heaven's Essentials, if you come over on Discord, I'm actually going to consider making a page where people can put their channel name and their real name if they wish. It's not anything required, but that'll be limited to certain people. You know, new people will not have access to that, so somebody can't come in and steal everybody's names for nefarious intentions. You know, if you go over there and spend a few minutes, you'll see that a lot of people have colors next to their names. The white ones haven't gotten back with me yet. And it's going to eventually get to the most they're going to be able to do is visit certain forums on the Discord. And I'm going to start locking things out for new people until they've been there long enough to actually earn their color. You know, you've already been there. You've seen that I've got colors on most people's names. So I don't know. Hold on. I don't think you're white. I think you're orange. Hold on. I got to get this mouse to work. Then I got to get to scroll down. No, you're a bright, pretty orange. You're in the homesteaders. Discord is similar to Facebook in the sense that it is a place to meet with people, but it's not governed by the government. There's no governmental overwatch. They can't see what we're doing because it's an encrypted server. And the only person that will censor you is moi. It looks orange on my computer, Kathy. Maybe a yellowish orange, but it looks orange.
Where did I put it?
This is true, Kaylin. I no longer have that concern either. That's okay, Heavens. Anything you want to learn, and the nice thing is you can send somebody a private message on there that nobody will ever see. So if you want to go in there and cuss somebody out and then tell them, hey, I'm sorry, I disagree with what you're saying, that's cool. Go ahead. I've had people call me worse. So. But yeah, if you ever any questions about it, go ahead and hit me up. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me because I have that up. If I'm awake, I'm on Discord. And Sarge is on there right now. I can see who's there. So can you if you're in. Oh, there's an update. I guess I better update it. Oh, it disappeared. So it's updating right now. Yeah, it is actually in there. And as soon as, oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, they look orange to me.
Oh, hush. You're as bad as everybody else.
Well, I was just agreeing with you. They look orange to me, not yellow.
I know. I'm just giving you a little flack. Hold on. There. Link to Discord. It is available for the next 6 hours. You can use that on your phone as well as a laptop. And the nice thing about it is eventually I will be excuse me, I will be moving my live discussions over to Discord eventually.
Yeah. And Patty H 2020 just joined. Urban Preppers just said hello.
And screaming at everybody. Hello.
So let me move this over here. Go back to here.
And if you look under, if you're new to it and you ain't done nothing on it yet, look under survival guides. I've uploaded in PDF and a few minor video files, over 2 gigabytes worth of information for you to download for yourself, because that's why it's here. It's all public information as it is. Nothing is illegally gained. It's all, bought and paid for where needed to be. And I've put it up here to share for everybody. There's beekeeping, there's winemaking, there's survival shelters, there's setting up booby traps.
I got it to share.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was looking at the other one. That's the problem with looking at 2 computers sometimes, or 3. I actually have a channel up there at the very top. You'll see YouTuber channels, and you can go up there and list your channel. And then in the channel times, put the dates and times that you are, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever, and the times you're on there, so people can find you easier.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny. I don't know how many you can see it when Patty H 2020 just joined. It gives a sarcastic comment like, "Everyone look busy." And Urban Prepper just asked you, can I put my YouTube channel link in here?
Said that. Hey, Tim.
And
RTH, you are a homesteader, correct?
Yeah, it's Rustic Traditions Homestead.
Yep. You're now come on, computer. There it goes. You're now right along with Kathy and everybody else. Now, eventually, I will build up a security team of sorts when we got a lot more people on here other than just myself all the time. Yeah. Hey, Henry Emerson. I'm trying to set up a very decent Discord, but back to security. Once we have a lot more people on there a lot more often, I will have a security team that their job will be monitoring people for
inappropriate comments
or people trying to do nefarious things. It's better than a chat box because we can also do voice chats on there. We can do video chats on there. So let's say a person doesn't have very good cell service, but they have good regular internet, and you guys want to chit chat on the side, and you can both use Discord to talk via your computers without wasting minutes on your phone plan if that's what you've got. You can do private video chats if you want. Discord has a lot of options. I'm just building it up right now. There's so much more we can do with it, but it really takes a community to make it work. I don't remember your password either because I never got it and I won't get it. Your information is your own.
Yeah. When it comes to passwords, what I've done, I've created a Word doc, basically a graph chart, sort of like a spreadsheet in a Word doc, and I have what it's for, what my username is for that, whatever that is, and then the password. And that document is encrypted as well with a password that's long but easy for me to remember. And so anytime I need to remember one of my passwords, I open it back up. And anytime I create a new password, before I push enter on whatever it is I'm doing it on, I make sure I enter all the data into that Word document. So I save it there before I save it into the whatever the new system is.
And Henry Emerson Droning, if you do come in, you will actually have your own special tag color because you are a store owner. And you will be given special rights I will create a special channel just for store owners to list specials, anything like that. So people can find you quickly. There's a couple other people I'm trying to get in here that actually have stores as well. So it'll be a very small knit group that have special permissions. Ouch, that's my knee again.
Stop doing it. I feel it. I hear it and feel it all the way over here.
Yeah.
My knee gets sympathetic pain too.
But anybody, if you don't remember the last time I mentioned it. And here you go, Kathy. Time to pull out your speed linking. Omega Survival Supply in Dayton, Ohio. Go give the store a check out and show him some love.
Yep.
He is a great guy. He's full of information. He'll do his best to make anything right with you that's wrong. He's one of the best store owners I've ever met. And if I could, I'd be there at least once a week visiting. Mm-hmm. Check out the cool new things. Catch the latest dirt on the dirt stuff. Seems how you got it open, Gil. Why don't you go to one of the survival guide links?
Survival guide links down here. Okay, let me scroll up here.
I've also got a link on there for email sharing. If you wanted to share your email, I highly recommend going to Proton Mail. It is encrypted at your end and at the other person's end. It's not governmental overreached because the servers are not in the U.S. They're in.
Ooh, maybe I should have opened that one up on YouTube.
Which one?
The security and defense.
Yeah, there's also a listing for states. So you can go to your state and connect with people in your state.
Let's go back to beekeeping. It's safer.
Yeah, the security defense has some unique stuff. Like one PDF in there describes the booby traps NVC put out.
Yeah.
Tim, on my Discord server, I have over 700 PDF files, and it ranges from every aspect. There's even a complete SAS guidebook in there in PDF file. If you wanted to get one and couldn't get it, there's a complete SAS survival guide in my Discord server. And thank you, Kathy.
Oh, we got emergency hygiene. Oh, nothing in there yet.
Yeah, there is.
It's not coming out. Oh, down. There, right, 2 down below. Oh, okay. It feeds from the bottom up. I thought it was feeding from the top down. Military info.
There's lots of room for you to add stuff too. Now, as a regular member, it's just 2 megabyte upload that you're allowed to do. If you decide to go with Nitro, the basic version, you'll be spending $5 a month. It doesn't come to me. It actually goes to the Discord people. It allows you up to an 8 meg. If you go with a Nitro Prime, which is $10 a month, it'll allow you to go to, I think it's 50 meg, and it allows you to boost the server 2 times for free. Right now, I've boosted it twice. It gives me the ability to put up to a 100 megabyte file. So if you have a file that you'd like to upload, but it's too big for your current level of account, send it to me via email, and I will list it for you. That way we can share as much information as possible. That's why I'd like to get a lot of homesteaders on here, as well as preppers and bushcrafters, because everybody has something different to offer. And yes, I do have a Doc Bones and Nurse Amy thing up there, and it should be open for everybody to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yes, it is open.
Yeah.
And it is full of their information. This is all the stuff that they had publicly on Facebook. So it's not like I did anything wrong, but it's there. It makes it easier because I get nothing out of it. They get the support from you by, you watching, getting information from them. This isn't from me. I'm just putting it all in one spot.
Yeah.
It is actually listed in the emails. If you go to the very, very, very bottom, email sharing, and you click on the one where it says email sharing, I actually listed my Proton Mail in there, as well as a link to Proton Mail itself. I highly recommend that if we're going to become part of this Discord server, we all switch to Proton. That way nobody can see what we're typing. And I'm not saying we're going to be doing any conspiracy theory or stupid things, because I'm not going to do stupid things. I value my freedom and I value my son's life. But once you get signed up, if you wish to share it so you and other people can communicate back and forth, this is where we'll put our emails. I mean, if you don't want to sign up with Proton, that's up to you. That's your, that's cool. It doesn't matter. Just use an email that you don't mind other people having. But again, Proton Mail is secure. It's in Switzerland, not in the US. So we don't have our government people going, Jimmy. Not that I don't like our government. I just don't trust certain aspects of it.
Okay.
And again, if you have any questions on the Discord server, don't hesitate, hit me up.
Okay, take that down to that. Don't need that. We've evolved past that. And get back over there. And bring that back to false. Yep. Yeah. And what else am I looking at here?
What you looking at now, Mr. Gill?
I'm just trying to bring something up here. It's going to take me a minute to get it ready.
Okay, it's not a rabbit hole, is it?
No, not a rabbit hole. It's
we actually didn't hit any rabbit holes today. I'm impressed. We usually hit at least one, for a speed bump. Oh, I know why we didn't hit one today. I played music. We didn't have time.
Okay, so let me go ahead and stop that so I can do this.
Remember, people, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate warning.
Okay, so.
Yeah, and if you guys know other people that you think would like to be a part of the Discord server, my homesteaders and my preppers do have the ability to generate a link. And if you don't know how, I can explain that later. But you can share that link, and I will explain when we go over it how to set it up properly. So you can set it up so it expires after a certain number of hours. That way we don't get people 12 hours later trying to join that none of us want to join. But if you know of people that want to join, for those who know Discord already know how to do it, but go ahead and invite them and let me know who you're inviting. You can either send me a private message on Discord or through email, but let me know who you've invited and their name so I can, make sure that they get the appropriate channel color that they deserve.
So.
Hey, Tim, they're already doing that in China. She's got tea. Does that count? It depends on what kind of tea it is and which MRE you got it out of. That's the question. Which MRE did you find that tea in? And I wouldn't even mind getting a couple of the MRE channels over here. So, Kaylin, you know some of them guys. Send them over my way so we can get some of the MRE people in here. Maybe we can get them a little extra business. Don't mind the clickety clack in the background. That's the chipmunks running on the squirrel cage. I'm actually surprised my cat hasn't come over and bugged me for her moment in the screen. Oh, and then that's the whole point of my videos on that subject, on the dragon. It's not to scare people. It's, oh, here's my kitty. Come here. She wants to say hi, everybody. Hi, Titan. What? No, you can't play with the muff. No. Okay. It wasn't to do for your porn. It was to create truth. All right, Kathy. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping in and helping out. Black tea from a store. That's not too bad.
Okay, it's just doing it. My computer's getting hot here, but it's okay. I got something up there to share. Let me go ahead and enlarge this out just a little bit more and make it a little bit bigger so everyone can see it. So this is what I was talking about for a document to store passwords on. I just made this up, but yeah. So I already cleared a bunch of other stuff off. This is an old one I used to use. So I put what it's for, like ABC Supply, the Eagle Twin, and then a password. And if I want to do something else like if I do something else here like let's see, Home Depot, me and I could be the username, and then I just create whatever password I create for them. 4321 1. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can create a password, but this thing here is an encrypted document. And I have to have a password to get into it, and I have one that's
encrypted.
Basically, this is an encrypted document. So when I save it to open it again, I have to enter the password to open it up.
Yeah, I personally like, Kaylin, green tea, and once in a blue moon, I don't mind some chamomile.
Yeah. So basically, since I enlarged this, I'm just going to go ahead and
poof it.
Delete these out, delete the fake ones out of there, save it with extra lines, because that down below you can't see. I actually have
his real information.
My real information, yeah. So it's and now that it's saved, come on, close.
I already took you off.
Yeah, there we go.
I took him out, man. I took him out.
Yeah, but yeah, you just, it's easy to create something like that. Yeah, you just go in and you put up fields, 3 columns, and however many you want in there, you start putting in your stuff. Password, you do it, password protected to open it, and Yeah. Make sure you, whatever the password is, you make it at least 12 digits long and something you can remember. Make it, regular combination of, all the stuff they say to do. And yeah,
I can tell you how my friend Jerry makes his passwords for the stuff he does. What he does is he opens up a text document and he'll sit there and he'll start typing on his keyboard numbers, letters, special characters, and he'll put about 60 of them in a line. Then he'll take and scramble them. He'll grab a section of 6 or 8 and move them over to another spot, and he'll do that like 6 or 8 times. Then he'll count a certain number over, and he'll use that password, or he'll copy 10, 12 characters from the X number over, and that's what he'll use for his password. And he'll do that for several lines. That way he knows top lines for this one, this second line is for this next website. That way it's such a random, there's no way anybody could possibly ever guess it.
Yeah.
But that's a really complicated way of doing it. But Jerry's a complicated guy.
Yeah, when I was some of my major documents at work, I was talking to the IT guy, and he told me how many, what's the maximum number of characters the system would actually take was 25 characters for a password. And so we all started coming up with 25 character passwords, and that's why we had documents like that, so we could remember those passwords.
See, I used to have one with an old laptop, and unfortunately when that laptop died, I got rid of the item, and it was actually a fingerprint scanner.
Yeah. Well, see, on ours at work, we had a special chip card that would go in there and it would be read, and then we had to enter corresponding password to get onto the computer to begin with.
That's a good tip there, Tim.
Oh, yeah.
If you're short on seeds, contact your local county extension office.
Yeah.
Trust me, mine is 20-ish or so miles from me. If it wasn't such a far walk, I'd be up there doing it. Because right now, in order to help out a fellow YouTuber and help her out immensely, I actually send her my seed vault. So I am without seeds. But I figured seeing as how I couldn't plant any right now, it was better to help somebody who could.
Yeah, Tinker's wife, that sounds like what he was doing. He was just, just screwing numbers around, tossing them that way his subconscious couldn't type in something accidentally, and that way he's just mixing it all up afterwards.
Right. And even if his computer got hacked, they'd see that document and there's no way they'd ever figure out how many numbers or how many spaces he went over before he created the password. They'd never be able to figure it out. So even if his computer got hacked somewhere, all they would get is a text document with gibberish.
Not realizing it's a password key.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Okay, what are we at here? We got, shoot. I have to kill that tab and hit refresh on this.
He squashed it, people. Didn't you hear it go splat? Poor tab never did anything but do what he asked, and he squashed it. Now I see a little circle.
Okay, we got 13. We got 13 watching, and wait a minute, what the heck happened here?
What'd you do? You break it?
No, it should be blue from the when I clicked like to begin with. Try it again. There, that's okay. 13 watching, 25 thumbs up.
Yay!
Stream started 2 hours and 15 minutes ago. All right. So tomorrow is Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
My wife is coming from California tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
For a week.
You better behave. I'll tell the wife what you did.
Behave.
Yeah, it jumped up on him, Rustic.
Yeah, it just went up one more. Someone else clicked that thumbs up.
And I appreciate it, folks.
Yeah.
It actually helps get the videos that I've, for gear and stuff like that, helps get them pushed out a little further. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, to the front.
That reminds me of an old song, but I'm not going to repeat it.
The bugs won't eat it.
Yeah, that's a good point. If bugs won't eat the seeds you've planted, it's probably not worth you eating either.
Yeah.
Well, Rustic, all I'm trying to do is get out proper information so people are prepared for any eventuality. If you prepare for most everything, you will be prepared for most anything. That's my motto. It's something I came up a couple years back, and to me, it's fact. If in your area you got hurricanes, but a tornado comes through and you've been planning for hurricanes, you're covered. Hurricane comes through, you're covered. A flood comes through, you're still covered because you planned for that eventuality. If you live in an earthquake area and a tornado comes through, well, you're still pretty well covered because you've got a lot of stuff set aside for if an earthquake happened. And guess what? That also works for tornado stuff. Hey, old man, welcome.
Hey. Yeah. No, Will hasn't come in here at all today. He hasn't even said hi, did he?
Nope.
He looked a little tired when he got off his.
Yeah. He's still not 100%, so we should say prayers for him.
Yep. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to try and do some little wooden 4x4 or 5x5 plaques with that on it if I do get the burner. It's a big investment for me, even though some people would say, oh, it don't cost that much. Well, for me, it does. But I'm considering it, and if I do it, I will be attempting to sell the stuff.
Does Yorktown there have a peddler's fair or a crafting fair or something like that on Saturdays during the summer?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You mean Middletown? No, I do have places over here that do stuff like that. Yeah, but I can't get to them.
Okay.
Trust me, if I could, I would, because I can make a small fortune doing that. There's only like 2 other places, the 4 that are around me that do wood burning, and they're much larger scale. They do bigger plaques. All I'd be doing is little 4 and 5 inch pieces, which are faster. See if I can open it up real quick, and I'll show you what part of the first one would look like.
Okay. See what else we can get going here. Okay, while you're opening that up, so Book Smart, Street Smarts, whatever types of Book Smart, Street Smarts on different topics can you guys think of? Uh-oh. Ah, there it is.
That's the first little one that I'm thinking about doing. It'll say like that. I got a little fire down there in the campground, which I'll maybe move to closer to where I live, but that's a good enough place for it. I've got this little tent I'm thinking about putting on there as well, so I'll see how things shape up. But I think that'd make it look cute little coaster.
Yep.
And actually, Heaven's Essentials, I actually had one of them Teespring stores with my old Ohio logo and a little old man carrying a backpack dude on it, as well as that saying on a t-shirt, and nobody bought one. So after a while, they just closed it down on me. I said, oh, well, I don't care. Of course, back then, I only had like 50 subscribers.
Bin of open pollination. Seed saving gives you the same as the parent plant. Yep.
And see, I don't know much about all that plant stuff. That's why I would like homesteaders, because they are a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that stuff. So even stupid old me can learn stuff.
Yep.
And somebody else that I haven't seen step in the live stream tonight is Miss Crystal from Copper Kettle. I'm gonna have to put her in the corner for about 10 minutes. I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah, Patty.
Well, I can tell you right now, she's playing Advent of the Mists of something. She's playing a game. Because that's the nice thing about Discord. She's on Discord, and certain games will actually link to your Discord account if you let it. And apparently she has let it. So I can see where she's at.
Shh.
You.
Hey, and everyone's accusing me of spying on people? Gee.
Hey, she allowed it to happen. It wasn't anything I did. It's not me. I was innocent for once in my life. So anybody else got any questions? I know Gil just asked it, but I'm going to ask it too.
The extension office will give you corn, beans, tomato, cucumber, squash, just about anything. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I'd love to have a bunch of that stuff, because there is cornfield due south of me. So I know that next year, should something happen, beans would be the next possible best crop to put there, because beans will help bring some nutrients back into the ground. I know a little bit, not enough, just enough to make me dangerous. No, not you, Heavens Utensils. Miss Crystal from Copper Kettle.
What's going on over here? Check something else real quick.
Well, Heavens, for me, don't have any. Even GMO will work. Might not be the greatest stuff, but. And yes, I know I wouldn't be able to harvest any seeds to regrow next year, but. Yeah, there's also some local bee farmers around here that I would like to be able to hook up with, but not having a vehicle anymore and really having a hard time riding in a car, because I don't like the way some people drive. Look at that. I wouldn't mind hooking up with some. I am going to bug my pastor, though, because up there in Shepherd, Michigan, where the church is, they have a maple syrup festival, and I'm going to try and save up some money and send him some so he can send me down some maple syrup. True, fresh maple syrup. Then I'm going to hide that, put it under lock and key. I'm going to set booby traps around it. Nobody going to get my maple syrup. What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing? You're trying to look all innocent there.
You looked down and I went, I will.
Hey, I already snuck in and took one bag of your cough drops, doggone it. Oh, my cat thought that was food. She finally come running. Get out of his cup. Get out of the cup. Come here. Come here. Got something on your chin. Silly kitty. Sitting there chewing on a fuzzball.
Well, actually, there's a homesteader about
Hey, Kyle.
80 some odd miles south of me that has hundreds, if not thousands, of maple trees on his property down there. He's going to try tapping them next year.
Cool.
He's thinning out all the little one, all the real little ones, and the real old dying ones. He's trying to get some medium mature ones to get going, so he can actually start tapping them for the sap.
Yeah, Kyle, you can go ahead and go to Vermont. I'll get the stuff from up there because I've had it plenty of times and I like it. They actually do a maple syrup festival up there, and it's really, really good. Cat, you get smacked.
Yeah.
See, that's something else I wouldn't mind seeing get started because I know certain people actually are able to grow certain things in their area that people don't, think about,
Yeah.
and maybe get some kind of seed exchange going on the server, Discord server sometime.
Yeah.
I really want to get Howie on it because Howie has a wealth of information about that stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to try to get Howie on. Where is it here? Pull this up. So on Saturday, I'm going to try to get Howie to come in when I'm talking about food storage and stuff, but definitely for the following Saturday, when I'm talking about herbs for health and stuff like that. On
Honestly,
the 29th.
Sorry. I was trying to answer, old man. Excuse me. I missed it, Kaylin. I didn't see what you said. You do not have to be quiet. And old man, I'm not sure. I don't remember what the prices are up there. I don't know if Tibor's still in here, but if he wants some, he can get with me and we'll try and put together an order for it.
I'm trying to go back. Kaylin said, I think I found it back here. The last comment she made was she's selling Ranger beads to raise money for the family of a country prepper who died last year.
Yeah, guys, if you aren't subscribed to Kaylin, go ahead. She does some awesome MRE reviews, and go check her out. See if you can help her out there.
Yeah. And let's see here. Who's still in here? Did Ryan go home?
I think so.
Okay, and let me see if I can find it here. It's going to take me a minute long because my computer's acting up right now.
You've had too many tabs open.
No, I closed most of them. It's
Yeah,
just
but you still got latent memory going on there.
Yeah, it's my computer's getting really hot here. Fan's working overtime trying to cool it. All right,
I have
so
to set mine up at angles with air ventilation underneath.
yeah, that's what I got. I got a blower under it, and it's up at an angle, so it's blowing. It's got 3 fans under it. All right, okay. Come on. There we go.
Thank you, Tinkerer's wife. Appreciate it. Like I said, she does some awesome MRE reviews. She's braver than I am at some of the ones she's tested because some of the titles alone make me go, I don't know. It's a little iffy on me.
Let's see if I got it here. What the heck?
What'd you do?
All right, let me try it a different way here.
What you looking for?
I forgot about the other going the other way.
You threw it away. Well, you can't find it when you throw it away.
I know. I'm doing it a different way. I tried doing it one way and it came up saying I was no longer subscribed to Kaylin.
Well, that may be YouTube too.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking. So I'm actually gonna make sure I'm pulling off her the 3 dots here to actually get to her channel that way. And
Yeah, it says you're not.
yeah, no, I'm going to back and forth here. Okay, that's that one. And yeah, it booted me out. Up there.
Go ahead, fix that, and I'll put it up there so everybody can see it.
Yeah, okay, let me get it here. So yeah, okay, so subscribe, re-ring the bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, so I just got it. It did it in the last. I just got one of Yeah, a couple days ago. That last one there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That chicken gumbo. I saw that one.
Yeah, I was there for a minute or 10.
And yeah, so grab this. This is the thing, and I will go into the open chat, and I will post it in the open chat here. Oh, this thing's acting up on me again. Dang it. Switch account. Back on the right account. That's the other thing YouTube's doing too. It keeps trying out my tabs. It keeps trying to close my tabs.
Okay, I closed it so nobody can see anything else.
Yeah, so that may be that's what may have been unsubscribed is the other one. So let's see what we got going on here. Come on, back in there. Yeah, it's taking a while to reload.
Yeah, on the Monsanto part, yeah, Monsanto's been taking some pretty big hits lately. Some people that used to be really big for them have stepped away from them, so they don't have their corporate backing that they used to have as a company, or their celebrity backing, I should say.
There we go. All right, so there's the link for Kaylin's channel. I've got it in the chat there.
Thank you.
I gotta go investigate something else here to see why. Yeah. Okay, that's why it was showing me as unsubscribed, because it had switched from the Camp Patton to my Facebook account.
Shame on it.
Yeah, I know it's been doing that a lot lately. But yeah, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and kill that now and kill that one now. Bang, bang, killed them.
Poor tabs. Let's have a moment of silence for the tabs.
I'm just saving electrons.
Okay. You're saving digital bytes. And there goes your furnace.
Yep. They still call it Monsanto, just Bayer bought out. Oh, Bayer out of Germany owns them now. Yeah. Yeah. My wife's best friend, her husband is a programmer for Bayer. And he was going through all sorts of stuff last spring, getting ready for that buyout and setting up stuff, so they could merge their databases. And then he had to move to St. George, Utah, because they moved a big portion of their stuff there.
Well, I got to deal with Procter & Gamble and PG&E over here. No fun. PG&E is a trip.
Which PG&E are we talking about?
The drug manufacturer.
Okay, because the PG&E I have to deal with is called Pacific Gas and Electric. Oh, the wind's blowing, so we're going to shut off all your power so we don't cause fires. And when the fire still erupted, see, it wasn't our fault. All those fires you got that were there.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole, thanks.
Yeah.
Because that is a deep, deep hole.
No, it's not a hole. It's a maze. It's like going into a
Minecraft.
No, worse. Meerkat hole colony.
Oh, I have a better. Remember the old Windows desktop screensavers?
Yeah, I remember that going across.
I'm talking the maze one where the walls would come up and turn and flip over, and it just looked like you're running through a maze. There was no way out.
Yeah.
Some of these people out here probably don't even know what that old screensaver looks like. It will drive you insane.
That's what happened.
Yep. I freely admit it. Oh, you were talking about yourself. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No. I know. I was talking about Nancy.
Oh, well.
Tight.
Grief cat. Gotta tear my house.
They said she used to sit there and just stare at her computer screen.
Speaking of Labyrinth, that would be a good way to explain it as well. If everybody remembers the movie Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
Farewell.
Or if you're more modern, the stairs in Harry Potter.
Yeah, they moved.
Yeah.
Well, I think we beat my poor little dead horse into submission.
Yeah. I show 16 watching, 17 watching. It just jumped one, and 30
okay.
thumbs up.
Who snuck in? Who beat a ninja?
Lori!
Hey, you said you weren't going to come in, but thank you. Appreciate it. I hope you're feeling better.
And we got Grandma So Happy.
Hey, Grandma. Thank you for coming in. Oh, I hope you get feeling better soon.
Ooh.
Because didn't you have to start your physical therapy today as well? Well, Lori, it's coming down from the surgery. Yes, go take you some rest. You'll feel better in the morning. As Doc would say, take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. But yeah, I could have swore Grandma So Happy said she had physical therapy starting today. And if you got a bad enough concussion causing headaches, you really shouldn't be. Well, they say you can go to sleep now, but I hope you've got somebody there to help keep an eye on you.
Yep.
Robert and Cindy Moore sneaking in as well. Welcome.
Yep, we're up to 18. Woo! Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button. And Lori's going night-night. All right, Lori, take it easy. Yes.
Well, I'll say another prayer for you tonight, Grandma So Happy. What's on the agenda? Well, we've beat 2 dead horses into submission. One was Street Smarts. One was Book Smarts.
Yep.
And then we talked about my Discord server.
Yep. And then we beat some more Book Smarts and Street Smarts into submission.
So if you have anything you would like to add, feel free.
Yeah. And
okay, give your eyeballs a few breaks. That's a good thing.
Yep.
My eyes are so toasted from looking at computer screens. Yeah, it's too late for me.
Yeah.
I've been doing it since 78, so hence the bifocals. That's why sometimes you.
All right. So,
Grandma So Happy. I'm just doing what the Lord asked me to do. For those in need, to send prayer. That's all I'm doing. Following His directions. And remember, the Bible says, you can do no good except through the one that sent you. So those who snuck in here at the last minute here, let's see what you think about Street Smarts versus Book Smarts. Robert and Cindy. And yes, if you haven't recently, hydrate. In order for me to hydrate, I must go make a cup of coffee. So you guys, also, for those who just joined, down in the description of this video that you're watching, there is a question for you to have an answer to. So please go do that while I go get coffee.
Yeah. And he showed us some of the stuff he was going to do. These little silhouette of the state of Ohio. And it says Southern Ohio prepping on it. And a little campfire down on the bottom. Planning on adding a tent to it. And it's going to do some other little neat things like that. And like for coasters for on the table. And he's talking about some other little like dog tag type things to make. Some of the other stuff we talked about was as far as book smart, street smart. We're talking about driver's licenses and what the book says to do. And for truck drivers, it's like, no, you need to double that distance between cars and stuff. And we talked about the idiots that cut right in front of a truck and tap their brakes before they shoot off the off ramp. And the poor truck driver needs to change his underwear again. Yeah. And back in the very beginning, Dave was talking about his dad. And I'm going to get Dave to tell that story again as soon as he sits down here and puts his headphones on. And he's putting headphones on. So, Dave, repeat what you said in the beginning about what your dad said about a college education. And then explain his education.
His comment was, going to college does nothing but make you an educated idiot. Mind you, he went to Harvard, Yale, and Juilliard School of Musical Arts. He worked for Oxymetal Industries, which is a division of Dow Chemical Corp. Him and other members of his team perfected the paint they put on offshore oil platforms so seawater doesn't get to the metal. The man was a genius. And he's the one that said, going to college only makes you an educated idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, and my dad was a street rat, sort of. At 11, he was running a gas station. That was 1941. So he was running a gas station down in Riverside County, the south end of it. And he, when he was 16, his cousins had tricked him at a rodeo and they signed him up for everything. And so he went and did everything. And he took first place for most of the events he entered. And he made a bunch of money. He goes, whoa, I'm going to go do this, full time. And so he quit school and went on the rodeo circuit at 16. And he was in the top 10 for 10 years. During that time, during the off season, he became an operating engineer, running heavy equipment, became a blacksmith, a farrier, and an electrician. And then when he was 26, he quit the rodeo when he met my mom, got married, went to trade school to become a machinist. And becoming a machinist, he also picked up welding and plumbing and other stuff. And I was 2 years old, I believe it was, when he was working for a company called Rocket Jet down there in Southern California. And the clock was ticking on their contract to develop an ejection seat for the jets. And at the time, they were trying to use a pneumatic system. And during lunch, everyone else was talking about all the other engineers and stuff. And he got up, went over, took a piece of cutting stock, tooled it down, made a special cylinder for the valve system, which was they having a problem with. They tested it, it worked, and they got the contract with hours to spare. So, and he had no college education at all.
Hey, old man, we actually did a rant on that earlier tonight.
Yeah, I had pictures of everything, especially that one Dodge 3500 that pulled in front of a truck and hit his brakes, thinking that the truck was going to hit his too.
He got turned into a smart car.
Actually, got turned into a Tootsie Roll.
Well, yeah, but it's the same size as a smart car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a point there. It is easier to teach Marxism to people who have no knowledge of anything else.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's pretty much what they're teaching in some of them colleges nowadays.
Yep.
No, you actually have you have a point, and that's coming down to book smarts, because that doesn't work. Communism doesn't work. Every
Yeah.
country, and of course, the U.S. is not an exception, is a uh, republic. It's not a democracy; it's a republic. We're not immune from the fallouts from it either. But every country that's tried socialism of one form or another, or Marxism, has failed eventually. Every country.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter, she went to school in California. She graduated from a high school, and several of the teachers in there were confirmed Democrats of the level. And then she started taking classes at the community college there, and most of the teachers there are also Democrats of the level, and convinced her, oh, she needs to be registered as a Democrat. In her first election, she voted as a Democrat, for the abomination. And then she came to a church university here in Idaho and got her eyes opened, and immediately thereafter changed her registration. And now she owns guns and swords and all sorts of fun stuff, and is into prepping and food storage and gardening and conservativeness. And
Trump almost like my kind of friend.
so yeah, she's realized that they were just friggin' lying to her in high school and junior college in California.
Yeah, I drove truck for 30 years, Cindy and Robert. So I've seen a great many bad accidents. But that also falls onto the fact where she was given book smarts, and when she got away from it and got street smarts, she got smart.
Yeah.
What you got? Oh, you got your Tootsie Roll?
Got the Tootsie Roll.
Okay, guys, get hungry. Here it comes. Oh, wait, wrong kind of Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, that is a crew cab, 1-ton Dodge pickup.
And if you look closely, you can see the bottom of both doors.
Yeah. There's the gas cap. So you got one door, two doors.
And I guarantee the truck on top of it was carrying steel.
He could have been hauling cement dust or some gravel like that, because those trucks get pretty daggone heavy hauling the gravel. But yeah.
Yeah, and you don't want to stop in front of a Michigan gravel train.
Or a West Virginia coal truck.
Well, see, that's only one trailer. Michigan gravel trains are two full 48-foot long trailers with gravel.
Yeah.
160,000 pounds of missile going down the road. They don't stop. They're just like an airplane. They take a runway to stop them trucks once they're up to speed.
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is watching people do that, or running through school zones or past buses with their lights flashing.
I'm going to brake check this truck.
Crunch. And there's actually a plethora of videos on YouTube of people doing that.
Yeah.
Sergey, I can't remember his full channel name, but it's Sergey. He's from Russia. And he started posting many years ago nothing but Russia driving fails. And he's now branched off into the US and Canada, because more of us over here are using cameras now. You want to see some idiots they're definitely driving fails. Hey, right there. Third one over in that box.
That one?
Yep. That's kind of what that Corvette looked like that I came up on.
Yeah. This is from England because they're calling it a lorry.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But I mean, he ran over a parked car. I watched I didn't watch it, but I seen what was left of a Corvette that went underneath a semi.
Yeah.
There was a red splatter everywhere.
Oh, geez. I'm going to go looking down here, not paying any attention to the truck that has the right of way and turning.
All you can do is pray for the families of that person then.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Is that the same truck? No, it's a different one. Thought that might be the side. Oh, that's where the car's coming out the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
Oh, Corvette, you said?
Mm-hmm. I can't tell if that's the one or not. It's the same color Corvette. It might be the same wreck. I seen it from a slightly different angle. I was in the driver's seat of a semi passing by it. That could very well be the one. The car hit so hard that it pushed the rear tandems of the trailer up to the front.
This one's too. The tandems are too far forward. They're not off the ground.
Right.
Because there's the front wheel here.
Right. It hit it so hard that it pushed those forward.
Oh, on the sliders. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Because that slid all the way.
Busted the pins that hold the axle in place, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Mims. Glad you stopped in.
There's another one deciding he was going to bumper draft the truck.
Drafting is all cool and stuff until they stop and you don't.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Yardbirds, them side skirts, those are more for wind than they are keeping people out from underneath the truck. They're so flimsy as it is. I mean, if you ride next to a semi, which I don't recommend, but if you happen to be riding next to one on the highway that's got one of them, you'll see them waving in the wind a little bit. There's no rigidity there. That's just for wind.
It's plastic.
Yeah, it's there for aerodynamics.
Yeah. Yeah. And usually what happens on a lot of these ones where they wind up ruining the truck, they're cutting through traffic, trying to cut around the get over here. They're cutting through traffic, they're cutting, this car comes up like this. Well, when they go around, all of a sudden there's not enough room, and that truck's only doing 55, and everybody else on the freeway is doing 75, and this guy's doing 95, and he realizes, oh shit, and that's the last thing he hears.
Yeah, they become the proverbial fly hitting a windshield. What's the last thing that fly thought of?
Oh shit. Or what's the last thing that went through his mind? His butt.
Yep. It's not really funny, but I mean, Darwinism.
Oh, that is scary down there, O'Kill.
Black ice will get you. I've almost lost a trailer twice because of black ice. By the grace of God alone, I still didn't lose it. Coming up 96 in Michigan many years ago, it was wintertime. Went underneath an overpass. It was covered. It was complete black ice underneath it. You can't see it. And I literally jackknifed in the middle of the road. And by the grace of God, drove out of it. I mean, there's no other explanation. That truck should have crashed. And I drove out of it, drove to the next truck stop, found a place to park, called the boss and said, you can kiss my butt. I'm not driving another mile until tomorrow. And they put salt on the roads. He told me if I didn't drive, I was fired. I went to bed. My life is more important than that truck or that load or his job. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I never tried to put my life in jeopardy driving truck, but there are certain times on certain roads that you realize it's not safe to be out here. I'm risking my own life as well as the lives of everybody around me by being out here. It wasn't worth it. I didn't care if the load would have paid me $1 million cash in hand when I got there. There's no way I would have finished driving it.
Yeah. Yeah. The 3 accidents I was involved in, 2 of them were, well, I got rear-ended from idiots, and one I got T-boned from an idiot in a parking lot. I was on the main road driving out of the parking lot, and she came cutting across
Parking lanes.
parking lanes, parking stalls, and T-boned me. The one hit me. I stopped at a red light, and she plowed into me and pushed the car out into the middle of the intersection. First words out of her mouth was, "I thought you were going to go through the red light, and I was going to follow you through." And she was the branch manager of a bank that went bankrupt. I wonder why. The other one that rear-ended me was someone that was stealing a trailer. And when
you should got an award for helping stop the criminal.
He didn't stop.
Oh.
He was coming up on me. He was riding right up my bumper, and a dog ran out in front of me. So I pushed on the brake, and he hit me, and he backed up, and he ran me again second time. And when he was trying to go around me, he caught the corner of my pickup and tore his fender off and tore his bumper up underneath. And he was doing 80 miles an hour through downtown Concord, trying to get away. And when it came through a red light, he ran the red light. I stopped. I gave up the chase. I didn't have any lights to put on my truck to go woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, trucks have a tendency to do that when you kind of pinch your frame just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's too many accidents by people being stupid.
Yeah.
New Jersey was the first state that actually passed an anti-texting law. An law where you are not allowed to hold your cell phone in your hand while you are driving in any way, shape, or form. And that's because, and it was quite a few years ago, there was a car full of teenagers, 4 of them, if memory serves correctly. They were flying down the highway and they were texting back and forth. They're in the car, yet they're texting each other, which I don't understand, as well as other people. And the girl driver ran into the back of a garbage truck and decapitated all 4 of them. That's sad because their parents didn't teach them. I kind of blame the kid too, because they really should know better, but I blame the parents on that because parents didn't teach them better.
Yeah. Well, Dave.
Yep. It's
3 hours.
Midnight. So I'm going to go ahead and say good night, y'all. Thank you for coming in. For those who are late, we'll pick this up again next Wednesday. Who knows what we'll talk about? Maybe the weather will be bad and we'll have something to laugh at. I don't know. Yeah. We'll try and find humor in something because humor is good for the soul.
And those that are going straight to bed and getting up in the morning, if you've got nothing better, at 10 o'clock Mountain Time, I'll be having my open chat Thursday talk. And then Friday is the Friday night special at 8 o'clock. And that's going to be, that topic is natural disasters that change the weather. And so there's actually more than you think that natural occurrences that change the weather. So
volcanoes.
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to spoiler alert.
I tried, folks. I tried to give you a little hint, but you know.
Mass coronal ejections, gamma ray burst,
Betelgeuse going poof. Oh wait, that's
earthquakes.
I mean that's for Friday. That's for Friday. We got to stop now, or we'll go down a rabbit hole. We'll be here for another 3 hours.
Yeah. So,
all right, folks. It's been great. It's been real. Until next time, be safe. God bless. Take care. Be safe.
And stay prepared.